Black Alpha Network. Home of Black excellence. Power to the people. Power to the people.
There will come a time when black people wake up and become intellectually independent enough to think for themselves, as other humans are intellectually independent enough to think for themselves. Then the black man will think like a black man, and he will feel for other black people. And this new thinking and feeling will cause black people to stick together. And then at that point, you'll have a situation where when you attack one black man, you are attacking all black men. And this type of black thinking will cause all black people to stick together.
Yeah, it's about to go down. That part. What's poppin'? What's poppin'? You know, on behalf of the Black Alpha Network, Certified Black Society, the Certified 100, I want to go ahead and wish everybody a happy Black August. As someone who is a Leo, who was born in the month of August, and someone who is obviously certified black, you put them both together, Black August, this is my time of year. So I want to send a shout out to the whole family tree, FBA all damn day, the lineage, the heritage, and the culture, Black August energy. And I got to send a special shout out to all the folding chairs out there. I hope your folding chair is doing well. I hope your folding chair is doing good. I'm sure it is. My folding chair is right here next to me. I bet yours is somewhere nearby. But I just want all the folding chairs to know that without them, none of this is possible. We appreciate you for everything you've done. Always holding us down, always having our back, and we will continue to do so. And I want to thank all the ancestors who fought for us to have the right to use them folding chairs on any motherfucker that crossed that line. Bet that, know that. And I want to thank Nathaniel Alexander for creating the folding chair, because what is Black August without foundational Black Americans putting in that work? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, and motherfucking indeed. Let's go.
Back here now, the mayor of Montgomery, Alabama is promising justice after an ugly brawl at the city's riverfront park. Video of the incident appears to show that a group of boaters had docked in a spot reserved for a riverboat. And when a crew member tried to move their boat, things turned physical, others jumping in to help. Here's ABC's Steve Osunsami.
The fight that broke out here in Montgomery, Alabama is being celebrated tonight all over the internet for the way police responded and for the way that black eyewitnesses came to this dock workers' rescue.
Right there, family. Black August has started off hella strong. Hella strong. And we're going to continue that energy all the way through. Think about it. It started off with us G-checking A-Coon when he came around trying to disrespect the lineage, got his ass about the paint. Peace. Then Barack Obama, y'all remember, Tyler Perry put out that little tweet trying to call Barack Obama a descendant of slavery, and we all know that he's a descendant of slave owners. They G-checked Tyler Perry and Obama so goddamn bad, he went and deleted the tweet. He thought that shit was gonna slide. He thought he ate. Yeah, he did. He thought he was eating real good. Foundational Black Americans said hell to the motherfucking no. Next, Eminem came out and said him being the W is the only reason he's not considered the #1 rapper of all time. Nah, you're not considered the #1 rapper of all time because your shit is trash. And black folks don't rock with you. That's why. But Certifieds was on him, they pressed him. And that little song he put out, flop, nobody on it. So we've been going down the list one by one, G-checking everybody, and then we turned on the television and we seen Montgomery, Alabama. And we see what went on in Montgomery, Alabama, and we seen certified foundational Black Americans on code. You see, when we're on code, we always win. The code is undefeated. And family, haven't I always been saying right here on the Black Alpha Network, salute to the family. I love y'all with a passion. I appreciate all my day ones and I appreciate all my new riders. Y'all know how we do when we get together. That FBA family tree roast goes strong. Well, family, aren't we the ones who are always saying this is a new era? This is the new generation? Don't I always say gone is the yes we can era? In is the hell to the nah era? Don't we always say that? Think about it. Foundational Black Americans, we are the only lineage that has created terms that warn people they better stay out our way and they better not mess with us. Fuck around and find out. Wish a motherfucker would. Run up, you get done up. Try me. It's on now, we ready. You know your lineage is strong when you got 17 phrases that you say to somebody before the fight. Not during the fight. Oh no, because we ain't about to talking when it go down. We got 17 phrases we tell you for your benefit before the fight go down. Just so your ass know that you don't want no smoke. Shit, that's another one. You don't want no smoke. Add that to the list. I'm telling you, only foundational Black Americans can say that because only foundational Black Americans got that type of energy. Lineage business. And it might be our foundational Black American sisters. It might be our foundational Black American brothers. You fuck around and it be the whole family. And you really don't want that. Shit, grandma might come off the porch. Watch yourself. Damn, watch yourself. That's another one. Add that to the list. Listen, we can go on for days. Bottom line is that FBA don't play and it's FBA all goddamn day. That part, that part, that part. And you seen every last one of those in Montgomery, Alabama. But that was not the beginning. That was continuous of what we've been on. I see a lot of people saying, this is the start. This is just the beginning. No, we've been on that type of time. Foundational Black Americans been out here on code. Foundational Black Americans been out here putting in work. Foundational Black Americans been out here putting that flag in the sky. Oh, yes, we have. That same type of energy in Montgomery, Alabama is the same type of energy that's got everybody speaking about reparations right now. It's the same type of energy that's got everyone saying that they created hip hop. It's the same type of energy that's got everyone walking like us, talking like us, trying to steal our flow. It's the same type of time that's got all these tethers saying, you're being divisive, brother. Yep, and your ass is being kicked off my reparations panel because you ain't getting no money. Now everybody's talking about tangibles. It's the same type of foundational Black American energy that's got the Democratic Party scared. Y'all know what it is. What we say, family, we ain't new to this, we true to this. I know this type of time we've been on because my certified sisters, y'all been on that game. My certified brothers, y'all been on that game. Right here at the Black Alpha Network, and y'all know every time we get together, we tell them, you fuck around, you find out. And what's been going on across the whole world is foundational Black Americans been making everybody find the fuck out, and we've been doing it no apologies, no compromise. From the skipping to the swimming to the swinging to the slinging, that had FBA Black August energy written all over it. And it's been going on all across the country. Salute to the brother in Detroit. I seen him get busy with that folding chair. I seen a sister, I don't know where this was, but a sister was getting busy with that folding chair on somebody that was trying to press her. They won't press her again. So it's going all across the country, family. Brothers and sisters ain't taking it. And brothers and sisters are standing up. And brothers and sisters are letting everybody know that when it comes to lineage business, there's only one way to go. And that's all the way in. Let's get it now. Oh, we had a great time. It was one big celebration. We was holding it down. Everybody said, don't celebrate because they're going to retaliate. They've been retaliating and we going to stay regulating. So it was a big ass celebration, and salute to the whole FBA family for the turn up. Let's keep that Black August energy going. And I know we will. And we ain't going to let nobody steal the energy. Ain't nobody going to take the energy. Ain't nobody going to shame us. They not going to hand this to the Democrats or anybody. So shout out to the whole family because we was holding each other down. Where you at right now? East Coast or West Coast? Midwest or down south? Wherever you are, it was good to see you turn up. It was good to see you hold it down. We gave him that real FBA energy. Black August.
Let's get my brother Black Alpha Network in here. Black Alpha? What's up, Black Alpha? I'm good, man. What's on your mind, sir?
Man, everything, brother. I just want to say shout out to the whole family. Black August energy is real. I'm seeing a lot of people saying that, like, this is the start of something. This ain't the start. We've been on this time. This is everything we've been on for the last 3 or 4 years, really heavy the last 3 or 4, but really the last 10. This is the reparations movement, everything. It's just the first time it happened. It ain't on World Star. The camera phone wasn't shaky. We're brothers and sisters been on code. And the last thing I want to say, brother, is we got to gatekeep this right here within us, because I'm seeing a lot of videos with people from the dominant society, people of color, and they're acting like they're with it and they're making jokes. But you know, they don't really think that's funny. Karen ain't trying to see Karen get thrown in the water. Ken ain't trying to see Ken get hit with a chair. So we got to make them same people who are trying to make jokes about it. Now they're gonna be trying to tell us to vote Democrat when it's all said and done. So I say that and salute to you, my family.
Thank you, brother. Yeah, man, Black Alpha makes a good point. Yeah, I see a lot of white people on TikTok like, yeah, they got what they deserve. But let me tell you something, they don't like that. Let me tell you something, they sit up here and sit up and co-sign the brothers and sisters putting in work because the brothers were in the right. They know that, but deep down, they don't really like that. They don't like to see them Karens and them Kens get washed. You dig? They don't like it. So let's not be fooled. Let's not get too comfortable with that. We still need to remain on code.
And we gonna break it down today, all the way live. Because we know what real FBA energy is, and we know what's fake. We know what's certified, and we know what's counterfeit. We know what's artificial, and we know what's authentic. They've been trying to send out all these synthetic FBAs. You know what I'm saying? All these folks who watch us and study us, try to get where we're going, try to do what we do, but that shit fall flat all the time. Ever since Montgomery, the beatdown, they call it a brawl, I call it a beatdown. A brawl is some back and forth. That wasn't back and forth. That was FBA putting some foot down. And y'all know what I'm talking about. Ever since then, you've been having all these people coming out and they've been trying to pretend like they were on foundational Black American side. You notice that? Look at TikTok right now. Look at Facebook. Look at Instagram. They seen that all of us were talking about it. They know that Black August is a foundational Black American thing, just like reparations is a foundational Black American thing. So now you got all these undercover ops popping up. Yeah, and they coming from everywhere. How many videos have y'all seen with people from groups that are non-FBA, they're non-lineage, they're non-heritage, they're non-culture, and they've been popping up out the woodwork trying to laugh, trying to make jokes, trying to get in on our celebration? See, that's the thing, and I said this before. We got to gatekeep every single thing we do. I don't care what it is. If it's tangibles, we have to gatekeep. If it's our culture, our music, our movies, we have to gatekeep. The minute foundational Black Americans stop gatekeeping, the minute everybody else walks in the house, you gonna get you some all lives matter. You gonna get you some can't we all get along. You gonna get some we's all the humans race. You gonna get all of that when you don't gatekeep. You gotta gatekeep everything all the way down to your celebrations. You gotta gatekeep everything all the way down to your jokes. Foundational Black Americans, we were the ones out there putting out all those memes. I'm seeing them. Them memes was funny as hell. First off, Aqua Main, and shout out to that young bull who put it down. Aqua Main, that was us. When you seen the Harriet Tubman handing the chair over, that was us. When you seen Malcolm X with the chair, that was us. When you seen Black folks singing, Black folks clowning, Black folks doing what we always do and we roast, that was us. All these other groups who've been popping up trying to make it look like, yeah, that was funny now, man. Yeah, I thought that was funny. They gonna learn today not to mess with y'all. Bullshit. Bullshit. How many accents from people from other groups did you see come out and start trying to clown like they liked what happened? Like they agreed with what happened? You seen folks saying, brother, that was good. You guys held it down. Nah. Sorry, Jorge. Nah, Mr. Gonzalez, Mr. Sanchez, ain't how it's playing. You seen other folks come out. Man, I just believe that, they gonna fuck around and find out what y'all Black folks is doing. Nah, no. Billy Ray Meth, you can get on out of here. Sorry, not happening, Trailer Park Trevor. All right, you and Meth Head Melissa, y'all gonna have the biz ounce because y'all know goddamn well you're trying to subdue us with humor. One thing the dominant society knows how to do, and that is to play both sides of the argument. The people of color, they play both sides of the argument. The minorities, yes, the minorities, they play both sides of the argument. So what people been doing, they seen us turn up. They seen certified foundational Black Americans put out that real Black August energy, that real grassroots certified energy. And what did they do, family? They said, well, let's joke with Black folks. Let's make it funny. Let's throw our arms around them and make it look like we was on the same page. Because they think if they can get in on the joke, then their asses won't get in on the smoke. Let me say that one more time. Let me run that all the way back. Top, drop, down, in reverse this time. They feel if they can get us to joke with them, then we won't have no smoke for them. They try to subdue us with humor. That's something they love to do. Oh, they love doing that shit. When shit get real and they get an inkling that foundational black Americans about to set some shit off. Hold up. Damn, that's another one. Set it off. How the hell I forget that one? Set it off. Wish a motherfucker would. Fuck around and find out. Try me. You don't want no smoke. All of the above. When they see that we about to set some shit off, the first thing they do is run to us and they start laughing. That's what we say. Always watch the folks who showing their teeth 24/7. Whether that is the dominant society or whether that's one of their minions or their puppets. They try to get foundational black Americans to start laughing because they feel that the joke gets rid of the smoke. See, they don't understand that we ain't falling for the games. If I'm laughing with my brothers and sisters. I'm not laughing with you. If I'm joking with my brothers and sisters. I'm not joking with you. See, they want to take that situation and play it like it's a joke. It ain't no joke. It ain't no joke. And they know that we not joking. See, that's the difference, family. They know in this era, we're not about bullshit quotes, hollow victories that don't exist, symbologies and victories that never came. We ain't with none of the gestures. We don't want no Emmett Till statue. We want tangibles. We want materials. We want things that could be touched, felt, seen, held in our motherfucking hand. And they can't provide that. So they know we ain't joking. And everything that went down in Montgomery, Alabama, that was no joke. The same thing that goes down at these reparations panels all across the country. Certified Black Society, we're not playing about our reparations. Certified Black Society, we ain't playing about our money. And Certified Black Society, we damn sure ain't playing about protecting each other. This is the on-code era. This is the all we got era. This is you mess with my brother, you gonna have to deal with my sister. You mess with my sister, you gonna have to deal with my brother. Like it or not. So what you seen is they started firing up social media. That's one thing they do, family. They'll run the social media real quick and try to get in front of our energy. They can't get in front of our energy, but they thought that's what they were gonna do. They was like, the black folks is making jokes. Let me go make some jokes. The black folks is making memes. Let me go make some memes. Let me make it look like I'm on their side by making some humor of the situation. They didn't understand that we wasn't laughing with them. We were laughing at them. Let me say that one more time. We were not out here laughing with Karen and Ken. No matter how much Karen and Ken tried to laugh, joke, play, kiki, ha-ha, show all them crooked ass teeth. No matter how much they tried that, we weren't laughing with them. We were laughing at them. When Karen got her ass tossed in that water, we were laughing at her. When that chair started swinging, we were laughing at her. When old girl fell down and she couldn't get back up, we were laughing at her. And that go for Ken as well. That's the difference between this generation and the generations before. We ain't give two fucks. Ken and Karen was taking L's left and right, and black folks was laughing the whole time. But y'all know a couple years ago, about 10, 15 years ago, black folks would have been in there caping. You would have seen all the Democratic shields roll out, the Republican shields, the same cast of characters. They would have been in here saying, this ain't about black and white. This is about the content of your character. This is about good people versus bad people. This is about justice versus injustice. We weren't saying none of that shit. Nah, this was about Black August. This was about fucking around and finding out. And each and every single one of them found out the same way everybody's found out. That certified black society is in full effect, and foundational black Americans are putting it down from coast to coast and everything in between. But family, right now, I need you to smash that like button and subscribe to the Black Alpha Network. We on fire right now. And we gonna continue to bring that certified heat. The whole FBA family tree, the whole lineage, all of my brothers, sisters, kings, queens, goddess, and gods. Because we are all in this together. We all family and we are all one, and ain't nobody rocking like us. Yes, indeed. Today, we're going to put it all on the line. We're going to break down all these other groups that are out here trying to run interference on our Black August energy. We're going to break down all the translations, all the fake words, the fake terms, everybody who's popping up out the woodwork, trying to pretend that they're an ally, trying to pretend they're a buddy, trying to pretend they're a friend. We're going to pack them all up and we're going to send their ass up the block. So anybody who needs to be G-checked is getting G-checked. Anybody who needs to be exposed is getting exposed, and anybody who needs to be ran off the block best to get to running, because FBA certifieds are on it. Let's do the damn thing. So let's put some receipts on the table. First off, you had the dominant society coming out And then you had the people of color coming out. And then you had the Tethers coming out. And then you had the Democratic Shields coming out. Every single group that comes out and hates on foundational black Americans 365 days of the year. But did you notice that all of a sudden they were all acting like they was on our side? The same community that will go and make a race soldier a millionaire because he harmed a black teenager was the same community saying they agreed with us. The same community that ain't never nowhere to be found when all the injustices are happening towards us, all of a sudden we're acting like they agree with us. The same community that 90% say that they are against our reparations, and probably more than that, was the same community on TikTok saying they agreed with us. They were saying how Montgomery was a good thing. They were saying how black folks need to stand up for each other. Now let me ask y'all a question. Were they saying that because they genuinely cared, they genuinely agreed, they genuinely supported black folks? Or they said it because they took that L, got that ass whooped, now they trying to play both sides of the argument? I call bullshit. You call bullshit, family? If you call bullshit, let me know right now, because I call bullshit. My bullshit detector was going off. Every single TikTok video, Twitter video, Facebook video, Instagram video, every single time they talk, because I know it ain't real. You don't go from being anti-foundational black American, anti-certified black society, anti-freedmen, anti-reparations, anti-tangibles, anti-lineage, anti-heritage, anti-culture, anti-driving while black, anti-walking while black, talking while black, breathing while black, or living while black, to all of a sudden it's, I agrees with them good old black folks in Montgomery's, Alabama's. Bullshit. Tell me, family, do you believe this? Here's Karen number 1.
So, as a white woman, obviously, I need to weigh in on the Alabama boat brawl situation. And here is my take on this situation. I would like all marginalized communities to know that I come with a chair, and if you ever need my chair for defense of any type, just ask. I can move out of it and...
No, hold up. No, fuck that. I can't even let that go all the way through, family. I apologize. No, we don't need your chair, okay? Foundational black Americans created the folding chair. Foundational black Americans keep a folding chair. And by the looks of it, in Montgomery, Alabama, foundational black Americans know how to use the folding chair very goddamn well. So no, you just sit on your goddamn bar stool, Karen, and you keep that over there on your side. And notice how she started off by saying marginalized community. So you already see the op language, family. This is what I was just talking about. Don't let none of these people who are trying to get in on our victories make you believe that they give a damn about us, because they don't. And they don't like that this generation, this era, and this time frame, we see through that shit from a mile away, FBA style.
Sit somewhere else. This thing is heavy, it rolls fast, and if you throw it at someone, it'll do serious damage, okay? All right, wait. It also has canes in the back, so we've got options. We've got options with my chair. You see me, you need the stuff, just ask.
Notice how she came out the gate trying to get in on our joke. Didn't I just say that they'll try to subdue us with humor? And that shit wasn't even funny. I'm still waiting on the punchline to that joke. Can somebody tell me where that joke was? I'm still waiting on it. That shit didn't take off, land, or nothing. She's like, I got a chair and it's got a cane on it and you can use it. No, sit your ass down, Karen number 1. And we already know what you're trying to pull, Karen number 1. You're trying to get foundational black Americans to joke because deep down, you don't want no smoke. But guess what? This is the smoke era. But it don't stop, family. There's more bullshit and there's more exposing to do as we proceed. Here's Karen number 2.
I live down the road from that Montgomery fight, and I keep seeing white people online talking about we need to come together and we can't let this kind of thing happen. I don't know who the fuck we is. I'm not about to get my ass kicked for you.
Stop, hold up. Let me give some translation. That's what we doing. We giving a real translation. They say that, this is what they really mean. What she's really saying is she's saying that she don't want no smoke with them sisters out there that was throwing them hands and kicking them feet. That's what she's really saying. It doesn't have anything to do with her being on the side of black folks. It doesn't have anything to do with her being on the right side of justice. Nah, Translation, real talk, what she really meaning is that I'm not going down there and fucking with them black folks because them black folks is on code. And I just seen what happens when black folks get on code. And when black folks get on code, they always win. So she don't want no parts of that. She's going to keep her ass at home because she understands dealing with this era is different than dealing with the last era. I guarantee you, about 10, 15 years ago, she would have been on the front line with Sally and Sue talking about try that in a small town. But now she realizes that small town, big town, around town, uptown, downtown, FBA don't play. Karen number 3.
Happened in Montgomery, Alabama was absolutely hilarious.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, y'all really let Jason Aldean gas your heads up, huh?
Bullshit.
That was your first mistake. You don't take fighting tips from a fake cowboy who wears bedazzled skinny jeans. I love to see it. You know those idiots were on the boat all day listening to that song on repeat.
Whoa, stop. Man, I'm telling y'all, we gonna call out the bullshit, we gonna expose the truth, and we gonna put names, dates, and faces on that big screen. Notice how she started talking about that Jason Aldean small town bullshit, which, by the way, you're gonna keep hearing them talk about that song the same way that foundational black Americans were talking about that song. We were the ones calling out that song, talking about all the dog whistles in it. We were the ones out here saying that that was nothing more than an anti-foundational black American record. And the dominant society made it number 1. Oh yeah, mind you, that song was just number 1 a few weeks ago. And they trying to get off it now. Yeah, there's articles that are popping up everywhere saying how that song took a hit after the Montgomery beatdown. Not brawl, beatdown. But it didn't take no hit because the Montgomery beatdown, they all agreed with us. Nah, it took a hit because now everybody's trying to jump off ship because they didn't think we was on code. Had brothers and sisters not through them things, they be still out here promoting that song. That song didn't just go to number 1, break all these records, was the number 1 stream song of the year just because. That song went number 1, the same reason why all of the anti-blackness goes number 1, and that's because the dominant society sponsors it. So now the very fact that they're trying to get us to believe that that song was something they didn't agree with, is something that they didn't support, is something they didn't like, we calling mo bullshit. Like, take this right here. Check this article. It says, Jason Aldean's Try That in a Small Town suffers historic drop from Billboard Hot 100 top spot. Why that happened, family? Why? It's because they're saving face. The same reason why they all of a sudden ain't trying to like that song, even though they still listening to it, is the same reason why Karen number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are all on TikTok pretending that they support our brothers and sisters down in Montgomery, Alabama. And if you support them so much, why don't you go ahead and donate to their GoFundMe pages? Their GoFundMe pages are all across the internet. Why don't you go put some money in them banks since you support them so much? Or is that you took that damn L, you caught that beat down, and now you trying to spin it around. That's exactly what it's really about. So notice here, when this Karen number 3, I think this is 3, it might be 4, 5, or 6. Okay, when Mrs. Mayo comes out and she says he's a fake cowboy, I want you to notice something by her accent. Yeah, I want you to notice this. This isn't some we support the black folks in Montgomery, Alabama. No, this is some supremacy on supremacy crime. What I tell you, family, anytime you see a supremacist versus a supremacist, you sit that shit out and you watch it. When you see all the Joe Bidens versus Donald Trump, when you see all the liberals versus conservatives, all the Republicans versus Democrats, certifies, we sit on the other side of the street and watch that shit. We might even pop some popcorn and watch that shit, but we ain't getting involved. When she made that joke about him being a fake cowboy, she has a Boston accent. Jason Aldean is from Macon, Georgia. Nobody from Macon, Georgia or Boston gets along. Point blank, period. So a lot of black folks were saying, well, look now, even the dominant society and Karen don't agree with that song. Bullshit. She agrees with every single thing he says in that song. She just doesn't agree with him being a guy from Georgia saying it. If somebody from Boston said it, and mind you, they got a whole lot of Jason Aldeans right there in Boston. They just got an East Coast accent. If they said the same exact thing, she'd be saying the same exact thing with them. Don't let somebody from Boston throw somebody from the South under the bus and make you think that's just a Southern thing. See, the dominant society's been running that for years. all that. There's no racism in Boston. There's no racism in the North. That goes on in the South. Supremacy always tries to dump supremacy on another supremacist. Okay, let me say that again. Supremacy will always try to dump supremacy on another supremacist. The Democrats and Republicans do that all day. They won't acknowledge racism unless they can dump it on each other. And they only do that so they can fool us. It's a whole gambit that this era sees straight through. They can't pull that on us. You go ask Kyrie Irving or all those basketball players for the Boston Celtics, and they will tell you that that is the most racist stadium they've ever been to. It ain't Macon, Georgia, it's Boston. So when she starts trying to make fun of him being a cowboy, that's something that the dominant society does when we ain't even around. That's one of their own issues that go on in their house when certified foundational black Americans is across the street having a cookout. They over there having supremacy on supremacy battles. And we got to understand the difference between supremacy and supremacy versus we support the black folks in Montgomery. She lying. And we ain't going for it. She know damn well if the Jersey Shore made that same song with the same lyrics, she'd be the first one on the dance floor dancing to it. Try that on somebody else, Karen number 3.
You don't take fighting tips from a fake cowboy who wears bedazzled.
Listen to her make fun of their accent.
I love to see it. You know those idiots were on the boat all day listening to that song on repeat. I can't wait, Bubba. I can't wait, Bubba, till they try that in a small town. We'll show them.
Stop. Y'all heard her making fun of their southern accent? Hey, Bubba, come on, let's go on to small town. Did that have anything to do with our brothers and sisters in Montgomery, Alabama? Did she say anything about black folks the rest of the time? Or was she just trying to use that situation as a means to make it look like she's on our side and she's against them? That was a lady from Boston who got a problem with a guy from Macon, a supremacy on supremacy battle. That ain't got nothing to do with us. Speaking of have nothing to do with us, family, I've said this before. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to continue to say it, and I'm going to say it loud and proud. Stay out and stay away from mayonnaise on mayo crime. If you see mayonnaise and mayo, and it's starting to get a little hectic, it's starting to get a little hot, they tempers are starting to flare, and you start seeing mayonnaise and mayo feuding, fighting, fussing, bickering, we're going to go ahead and check out and let them solve that in the trailer park, okay? If you start smelling Brussels sprouts in the air and you start seeing mayonnaise and mayo coming down both sides of the street, certified foundational black Americans, we gonna go that away because that is between y'all. And that's all the fuck that was right there. If it ain't got something to do with foundational black Americans, then foundational black Americans don't give two fucks about it. That's the time that we on right now. So that's Karen number 3. Here's Karen number 4, and you're going to see that they all have tactics of pretending that they support us, but in reality, they just pissed off that they done took that L.
I don't know why everybody wants me to talk about this Alabama brawl. Honey, is it because I am an Alabamian, or is it because I own a Watercraft myself? Here's the deal. Y'all got what y'all deserve. Did you really think you was going to put your hands on somebody that was out there doing their damn job, not just to keep you safe, but to keep everybody safe at that dock? Here's the problem. People get out there and start drinking out there on the water and come back and they done got big and bad. All right? But you met the wrong one that day, honey.
Oh, hell no. I know don't none of y'all believe this shit. Man, I'm telling y'all, they all fronting. Ain't not near one of them talking that real talk. They are all lying. This woman right here knows she lying. She know goddamn well that she is upset seeing Karen get tossed in that water. She is upset seeing Ken get tossed across the goddamn port. They don't like that shit. Don't let them try to sit here and fool us. This woman's in there trying to talk like us. And notice that too. They'll start talking like us too. Y'all knows it. That's just what it is. What you thought was gonna happen now. You messed the wrong ones that day. Y'all remember when I played those clips of Hillary Clinton and every time she spoke to a black crowd, she started speaking in a black accent? Y'all remember when I played those clips of AOC up there in New York and every time she was around black folks in a black crowd, she started speaking with a black accent? That's exactly what you see with all of these clips. I'm gonna play them for you and you're gonna hear every last one of them. They start trying to sound like us. They kick into a black vernacular, trying to fool the black folks. That ain't nothing different than the yo-yo-yos. That ain't no different than Eminem, Vanilla Ice, Macklemore coming around here saying, "What's up, dog?" That ain't no different than Iggy Azalea All right, these are just folks who feel if you got to convince black folks that you on their side, then you got to start talking like black folks. You hear all types of slang that they know damn well they don't say when we ain't around. When we ain't around, they saying some words that pertain to us, and it starts with an N and it got 2 G's in the middle. But they don't never talk that talk when they come around certifieds. Then all of a sudden it turns into y'all done mess with the wrong ones. Some shit you don't never say.
You met the wrong one that day because there was people in places that needed to be put, and they got put in their place. You get up in my face, I can't guarantee what's gonna happen to you neither. Now I don't condone violence, but that right there, y'all got a show put on y'all, and that's y'all's damn fault. Don't get up in nobody's damn face acting like you gonna tell somebody what you gonna do on his dime, on his.
Karen, no, she lying. Karen, ain't nobody buying that. Ain't nobody believing that. Everything you saying is all cap. Family, Karen don't want to see Karen harm. Ken don't want to see Ken harm. And any Karen who's saying it's okay to see Karen get harmed is lying. And any Ken who says he's cool with seeing Ken get harmed is lying, especially when it's black folks doing the swinging. Proceed.
His damn dock. All right, that's what's wrong with y'all. Y'all get out there in the water and you act crazy and come back and got that wet. Did y'all see that one man's Crocs? Lord, it looked like his Crocs got his ass whipped. Oh, well.
So I've been asked multiple times today what I think about the...
Hold up, before we get to Ken, because y'all know Ken gonna do the double line as well. Even the captain came out, and he was capping. He was the captain. They asked him, was race a dynamic in this? And he started to stumble and fumble all across the board. That captain, for that boat that was trying to dock, he gave an interview, and when they asked him about it being racism, he started saying, well, he didn't know, and he gave some elongated response that didn't say a damn thing. Because y'all know they get on code, they start pretending, they start protecting. What the dominant society has to always do is play both sides. You always got to have a good cop, you always got to have a bad cop, you always got to have a villain, you always got to have a hero, but we know that they're on the same damn team. So you gotta have people come out and make it look like they're the civil ones. They understand. They're willing to throw their other dominant society members under the bus. Nah, that ain't how it works. They're gonna pretend, they're gonna protect, they're gonna deflect. And that is exactly what Captain started doing when he was asked about race. Listen.
You know, watching this, people immediately thought, just because of the racial dynamic in particular, obviously here, they saw a group of white men attacking a singular black man who was struck, it looks like first. Right. Did you believe that race played an impact and a role on this entire thing?
Y'all heard that. That was a simple question. No reason for a long response. No reason for a bunch of words. No reason for stuttering. Yes or no. And listen to the captain.
Well, initially now, Damien, he's actually my first mate, and I've been mentoring him. He's been on the boat for. Yes, he's the one that was struck. Mm-hmm.
Stuttering. He started off with that supremacist stutter. And who the hell asked you who your first mate is? Yes or no? Captain.
And he's been a dear friend of mine for a long time, and. When the first guy hit him, I said, oh my God, you know, and he threw his hat up. I said, oh no, we got problems. And then another guy got involved, and then 3 or 4 more guys came running down the dock. I said, thank God they're going to stop this. But they didn't stop it. They jumped in as well. So he had like 5 or 6 folks on there. And another guy that's on the dock.
Okay, we seen all that in the video. Nobody needs a rundown play-by-play on what the whole damn world has seen on social media. This was the #1 trending video for the whole summer. Answer the question, Captain Cap. Was it about racism or not?
You know, and he's 16 years old. He's a deckhand candidate, and he did his best, you know, trying. He stepped in there and tried to help as best he could. He got punched fairly early there. So,
have you talked to Damien?
Yeah, you know, I saw it.
Have you talked to him?
He still ain't answered.
Oh yeah, I mean, I took him to the hospital.
Family. He is struggling. You can look at his face and he is fighting it. He is on code with supremacy and he knows better. He knows he better not go out there and throw them under the bus. They can do that on TikTok. See, on TikTok, they got to play the good side, the bad side. One of my mottos is that in the system of supremacy, everybody has a job to do. From the high-ranking supremacists all the way down to the tap dancer. everyone has a job. So they don't mind Karen or Ken on TikTok playing the nice W. They got a problem with him, who is the captain of the boat, saying something bad. He can't throw him under the bus, because if he throws him under the bus, then they're all thrown under the bus. So he knows that. He's getting on code with the dominant society, and he's giving this elongated ass response that he still hasn't answered.
All right, he's doing well. He's still having some headaches and stuff, but he's doing well. But I saw it like everybody else saw it. It looks like a white people attacking a black man. I thought that.
No, that's what it was. It don't look like it. You see the words? I'm telling you, they always got some slick talk. It looks like it was. No, it ain't looks like it was. That's what it is. Now tell us why they did it, Captain Cap.
I felt that was the case, what everybody's thinking. But, I don't know the hearts of those men.
Here we go.
What's in their hearts. Now, I do know the hearts of my crew. And my crew was frustrated because they couldn't get to the dock, and protective.
The only protecting that is going on is not you and your crew members. It's you and your dominant society community. That's who's being protected. That's whose back you watching, and you damn sure ain't gonna go off code, because there'll be consequences and repercussion in the male community.
But
had you had any other experiences before with this same group of people?
Well, I don't know about the same group of people. This is a group that comes up from downriver, from Selma. They come up every year, and they park the boat.
This man says Selma. Damn shame.
And they go have fun downtown. And we have, a couple of years ago, we came back from the cruise to get our golf cart that we used to get people up the hill.
Okay, what the hell is he now he's talking about a golf cart. Have you had issues with these same people? And somehow he starts talking about golf carts in Selma. We ain't lying. That is Captain giving you the runaround. He didn't answer a damn thing. Notice she said, is it a racial element? And he said, I don't know what's in their hearts and souls. Yeah, you do. Because guess what? It came out from every eyewitness that racial slurs were used. And if your friend, that's your first mate, that you took him to the hospital, that you just gave us a whole long update on, did he ever tell you that racial slurs were used? How is that your first mate, your crew member, that you just deflected the whole question to tell us how he's your good buddy? Matter of fact, you said that's your dear friend. And that sounds a whole lot like, I got a black friends, I ain't racist, don't it? Exactly. How is that your close mate who got jumped and you don't know if racial slurs were used, even though he and everyone else heard them? So you mean to tell me that you're this close to your dear black friend, but you don't know if he was called a racial slur or not? You lying Captain Cap. And you got to watch it, family, because they were trying to use him like the model citizen. They were trying to send this guy all the way around, do all the interviews, and calm everybody down, to subdue everybody. He played the role of the civil W. He was the one out here saying, oh, it's not that bad, and we're all friends, and that's my dear buddy. That's who they're using to keep everybody friendly, to take the spotlight off of black folks defending themselves, to take the spotlight off of black folks holding shit down, and turn it into, I don't know what's in the hearts of them. And it didn't just stop with him. That's Captain Cap. Now, let's move on to Becky Sue, because you got two sides of this. You have the W's who jumped on the black guy, and then you got all the crew members. So the crew members have been coming out, but they ain't been saying shit. They ain't been saying nothing. They've been deflecting and protecting their fellow W. So it didn't matter what side of the fence you were on, whether you were on the big boat or the little boat, you was on the boat of supremacy. Listen to this lady come out, and she's trying to talk like she's really giving some type of information, but you can hear her deflecting all in her voice.
We were all on the boat and witnessing our poor crewmen being attacked by these guys, and we couldn't do anything about it. We were forced to be spectators. It didn't have to turn into the brawl, of course, but the brawl occurred because of the anger and the emotions and the frustration all of us were feeling.
Stop. Notice how she said, we were all spectating and we couldn't do anything about it. They always say that, don't they? Notice they can never do anything about something that helps foundational black Americans. Now, if it comes to harming foundational black Americans, oh, they'll make that happen fast. Play some loud music and they'll have out a new ordinance tomorrow afternoon. Let some little black kids start a lemonade stand, and I mean it. They'll shut that down tomorrow. Let some black kids go to school right now with some beads, some dreads, or some braids in their hair. They're gonna put out new hair rules and regulations. But when it comes to a black person being harmed, nobody can do anything. That's why black folks stepped up to the plate and was giving them home runs.
We're all on the boat and witnessing our poor crewmen being attacked by these guys, and we couldn't do anything about it. We were forced to be spectators. It didn't have to turn into the brawl.
Notice that. She had to throw in there, and you're gonna keep hearing this throughout this whole episode. They keep alluding to it didn't have to turn into a brawl. I don't condone the violence. Even in a backdoor way, they gotta associate brawls and violence with us. And how do you know they're trying to put that on our shoulders? It's because you simply could have said they shouldn't have initiated a fight and black folks wouldn't have had to defend themselves. There is no brawl if they didn't instigate. So the very fact that you're talking about a brawl or it didn't have to be violent means you're saying black folks played a 50-50 role in it. They're trying to deflect off of us defending ourselves and trying to make us look like the perpetrator. And that goes for the good cop and the bad cop because they both on the same team.
Brawl, of course, but the brawl occurred because of the anger and the emotions and the frustration all of us were feeling.
Now catch that. She says that the brawl occurred because the anger and the feelings and the emotions everybody had. Doesn't that sound a whole lot like he's not a criminal, he just has mental health issues? Isn't she trying to run the mental health issues? You already know they tried to use the alcohol excuse. They didn't mean it, they were just drinking. Had they not been drinking, they wouldn't be racist. They already tried to run that, and she's low key because everything they're doing is low key. Mind you, the person who plays the bad cop, they do everything high key. They do everything overt. The person who is the good cop, they play covert and low key, and that's what she's doing. She just sliding it in because that's her job. She slid in emotions and feelings because she's trying to give the whole mental health excuse, the same one they use time and time again. And by the way, don't tell us that you couldn't have done anything when we had a teenager jump in the water and go defend his family. Nice try, but that shit don't work on us. And another reason why all these Karen and Kens on TikTok are so willing to throw them folks under the bus is because on national TV, they done took an L to black folks. They took an L to black folks and they were in the wrong when it happened. So they were in the wrong, they took an L to black folks, and the rest of the dominant society are willing to throw them under the bus quick, fast, in a hurry. See, they don't mind throwing a supremacist under the bus if that supremacist is giving supremacy a bad name. They're seen as a disgrace right now. They looking at them like, y'all done started some stuff with black folks. Black folks took off on you. You lost, and the whole world is laughing at you. Yes, they are seen as a disgrace, and that's why everybody's running on TikTok to distance themselves from them. That's what happens when you get washed by foundational black Americans in front of the whole world and everybody on social media is roasting you. So they said, throw them under the bus. They giving us a bad name. It's no different than when they go get them a boxer and they hype them up and they say this person is going to be the one that beats Muhammad Ali. This person is going to be the one that beats Mike Tyson. This person is going to be the one that beats Floyd Mayweather, Gervonta Davis, and then FBA wins. You don't never hear from that boxer again, do you? Well, that's exactly what happened to them folks down in Montgomery, Alabama. Black folks won, and you won't hear from them again. Disgrace. Not a damn thing they're saying is true. And this is why they was taking the TikTok family. This is why they was all over social media. They were running to every account. They was typing in as fast as they could. They was hitting log in. They was jamming the button. They wanted to get in front of this energy, and they wanted to make it look like it's all one big joke. See, they want us laughing. You feel me? It's the same way whenever a black person gets harmed by a race soldier, they want us forgiving. You see, when we get harmed by a race soldier, they want to always insert an emotion that is not conducive to the scenario. Okay? They don't want us to be out here putting that real Montgomery, Alabama energy in whenever we get harmed. They want us to forgive. They want us to care. They want us to pray. That's why they're always promoting us to do so. But when we start putting down that work, When we start regulating, now they want us to joke. They want us to play. They want us to tap into all their videos. In reality, they don't want us to do anything that we choose to do. Whenever certified foundational Black Americans make up our own mind, shit get done. Whenever certified foundational Black Americans come to our own decisions, shit gets done. Whenever certified foundational Black Americans pick up that folding chair, some shit get lit. And that's not what they want us to do. That's not the type of energy they want us on. And that's not how they want us to move, but we moving that way anyway. So that was Karen 1, 2, 3, and 4. They were all acting. Every last one of them put that mask on. They was cosplaying, fronting, faking, fake friend, fake ally, fake buddy, faking the front, fake as hell, the usual. And no matter where it's at, family, they always try to run this con game on us. They always try to pull out this particular trick bag. Whether it's a protest, it's a rally, or it's on TikTok, they will always use the fake ally game. They don't mind doing something powerless with you. They'll never do something powerful with you. And it's all familiar. Don't it look very familiar, family? The same people who are hopping on TikTok trying to play ally with us, those are the same people that were popping up at the George Floyd protests, the Breonna Taylor protests, the Ahmaud Arbery protests, the Rashard Brooks protests, and they were playing fake ally there. Yeah, that's what they do. They'll come into every single rally and protest we have. They'll say Black Lives Matter. They'll hold up a black sign. They'll say we stand with our Black brothers and sisters. They'll say we need to end these injustices. As soon as your ass turn around, they say vote Democrat. Soon as you turn around, matter of fact, you ain't even got to turn around. They'll start saying vote Democrat before the damn rally is over. If the rally starts at noon, by 2 o'clock, they're already saying vote Democrat. They will hijack the energy if they can't hijack the movement. And that's what they're doing right here with this Montgomery, Alabama situation. Believe me, they was listening to their Jason Aldean. They was eating their Brussels sprouts, popping their fentanyl, and screaming at the TV because they see Karen and Ken getting drugged all the way across the damn dock. They got drugged from the river to the lake to the ocean to the pond, and they couldn't do nothing about it. Don't let none of these folks on TikTok, don't let none of these folks on Instagram try to laugh their way out of this one. No. If there's an L to hold, then they asses are holding it with both hands. They had to drop the jar of mayo, drop the jar of mayonnaise, Brussels sprouts all over the goddamn floor next to the pipe, and hold them L's with both of their hands because foundational Black Americans were dishing it out. And look at it, family. The whole FBA tree was involved. This is one of the times where you seen everybody show up and you seen everybody put in work. You had certified foundational Black American sisters. They was dishing out them L's. Hold it. You had certified foundational Black American brothers. They was dishing out them L's. Hold it. You had teenagers. You had elderly folks. You had folding chairs. What you want, you can get it. Any day, all the time. Foundational Black Americans, we was putting it down. You know what we was telling them? We was telling them, don't start no shit, won't be no shit. Damn, that's another one, family. Add that to the list. I told you, foundational Black Americans, we are the only ones who will warn your ass what's about to happen if you test. And they test it and then they got it. That's the way we do things. Don't start no shit, won't be no shit. So now they can run to all the internet social media platforms they can find and they can come up with any joke. But like I said, there ain't no joke that's gonna stop you from getting this smoke.
So I've been asked multiple times today what I think about the Alabama riverboat brawl, the Montgomery motorboating massacre, the pontoon around and find out, the riverfront battle royale. This is what I have to say about it. And I know Montgomery ain't a small town, but you know all them white dudes were playing that song. Hell, they were probably playing that song on their JBL Bluetooth speaker as they pulled into the dock. And draw that in a small town. We respect people around here, except for when they asked me to move my bass buggy. This is my bass buggy. I got it at the Bass Pro Shop down in Prattville. It's only $325 a month for 15.
Stop. Once again, you notice how they start trying to slide in. They did not like that small town song. How you ain't like that song and that song broke all these records and went #1? Now the song is falling off because everyone wants to step away from it. They're always going to try to play cover. That's what they always do. They went on down to the local Home Depot and bought their I'm Not a Supremacist costume. Or they probably pulled it out their closet. The last time they was wearing it was during the George Floyd protest or the Breonna Taylor protest. Every few years, they go inside their supremacist closet, they dust off their supremacist costume, and they put on that fake smiley face, that fake concerned look, that fake ass laugh. Notice, all them laughs sound fake as fuck. I just think it was funny what happened at the dock. Nah, no you didn't. No you didn't. That's not what you said over the weekend. Over the weekend, you was yelling at the camera, throwing shit all at the TV, all at the computer, all at your laptop, all at your tablet. Now all of a sudden, you're fake laughing. It's no different than the person who comes around and says, I got 4 black friends. And you see all through it. Matter of fact, it's no different than all these people you see at Disneyland, Disney World, and they be dressed up as Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, and they be bumping young black kids and walking around them. Behind every costume, there is a supremacist. Whether that is a Mickey Mouse costume or whether that is that fake ass TikTok laugh. Either way, that is just so they can hide the fact that they pissed off that foundational black Americans made them hold that L. So I guess they're gonna keep on laughing because we gonna keep on dishing them out. So don't let Karen number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fool you. Don't let Ken number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fool you. We know right now we got them in deep disarray. They in straight up supremacist depression because they don't like having to deal with foundational black Americans who are on code. What do I always say, family? They wish they can go back to the day of the Africans Americans. They wish they can go back to the day of the peoples of color. When they could identify us as those names, things were sweet for them. It was happy. They didn't have to do fake laughs. They didn't have to run to TikTok or Instagram and put out a fake video. They didn't have to try to steal the Black August energy because the Africans Americans would just give it to them. The foundational black American ain't giving shit but hands and feet. Big difference. So we got them all living in a world that they're not used to. We got them all living in a world where they got to go back to the supremacist drawing board, come up with a new plan, a new objective to try to fool us. And every time they send one in, we send that shit right back. And that's what they were doing down in Montgomery, Alabama. That's exactly what we doing when it comes to reparations. That's exactly what's going on with tangibles. That's exactly what's going on with certified BLACK. But they don't stop. They get even worse than that, family. Now watch them trying to come up with terms for it. They trying to come up with their own terms. Notice they never say on code. They never say Black August. We out here saying Black August. That's what we saying. We saying all those terms that we just said. Fuck around and find out. Set this motherfucker off. I wish a motherfucker would. Try me, cross that line. You know, we named them all. Don't start no shit, won't be no shit. They're trying to call it some fake watered down joke version. Notice that if you seen any of the TikTok videos, they was trying to attach all these goofy, lame ass names to it. Again, to try to decrease the energy. That's what they want us to do. They want us to be very soft and playing. They want to shift our energy from we ain't playing to let's start praying. That's what they want because they understand there's a big difference from we ain't playing to we about to go start praying. Let's start praying. Oh, that gives you Edmund Pettis Bridge. I thanks you for whooping my ass. That gives you a statue that don't nobody want. That gives you a when they go low, we go high. That gives you a Rodney King, can't we all just get along? That gives you Barack Obama singing Amazing Grace. That's what Let's Go Start Praying gives you. Now let's talk about what we ain't playing gives you. Shit, hold up. Can we add that to the list? Whoa, family. Now that I think about it, does that belong on the list too? We ain't playing? We ain't fucking around? Does that go to the list? Because we already got about 25 new phrases since the last one. I think it does. We ain't playing. We're going to have to put that on the list because that's another thing foundational black Americans say to warn your ass, you better step back. We ain't playing. Well, that gives you Montgomery, Alabama, LA riots, Ferguson, Missouri, Nat Turner, Black Panther Party, Ogun, Maroon, Malcolm X, all the way across the board. So they see the difference. So watch the way they try to come out with these real lame terms that they can put on what we was doing when we was out there throwing them hands. Listen, family, this is Ken number 110. Listen.
The Alabama Riverboat Massacre. massacre, the chocolate thunder from down under. So basically, if you haven't seen the video, go to Twitter.
The chocolate thunder from down under. Bullshit.
And watch multiple videos, because you have to watch this from multiple different angles because there's so much going on. One black security guard went and asked a group of white dudes to move their pontoon so a big boat could come in and let the passengers off. Well, they took high offense to that and started whooping the absolute piss out of this dude. And I mean, they're giving this dude the business. And if I recall, there was one guy trying to help him out, but he was getting the business too. And that's all it was just asking them to move their...
He tries to throw in the one guy that was helping. You'll see that too. They'll try to throw in the 1W guy that was soft shoeing. He didn't really want to get in. What he was really trying to do is he was trying to help Karen and Ken so they didn't get in trouble. Peep that. What they like to do sometimes, there'll always be a random W who'll be trying to break it up, but he's not breaking it up for your well-being. He's breaking it up so his fellow counterparts don't get in any trouble with the law. Anytime someone steals something from a store and then you see that store clerk saying, okay, break it on up, they ain't not saying that for the black person, because if they were, they'd be in there throwing hands. It's funny how the black people who come to his defense, they throwing them hands. They putting down force with authority. When you really trying to help somebody who's being attacked, being assaulted, being jumped, you don't come in there with both hands up saying, okay. You ain't doing that. When you really want to help somebody, you do what all of our sisters was doing, throwing. You do what all our brothers was doing, throwing, teenagers throwing, elderly throwing, the folding chair was throwing. So don't tell me about the 1W guy, and you're going to notice they keep bringing him up that try to come in and break it up. He didn't break it up for us. He broke it up for them because he knew two things. One is that shit was about to get real. Is that another one? Shit's about to get real? God damn. Boy, FBA, we the best. They can't touch us. Shit was about to get real. Phrase number 305 on why you shouldn't fuck with us. He knew that was about to happen, so he tried to protect his fellow W friends because he could feel that smoke was in the air. Proceed.
Their boat. It was after a Trump rally. These guys were drunk and they weren't having any of it.
There they go, trying to blame Trump. You knew Trump was gonna come up. You knew it. When I tell y'all some supremacy on supremacy crime, just wait. As soon as you start hearing them say Trump or Democrat, Republican, liberal, conservative, then you know that's got nothing to do with us. This is a Joe Biden supporter mad at Donald Trump supporters, and they're trying to use black folks as the proxy in the middle, the same way the Union and the Confederacy did during the Civil War. When it comes to the system of supremacy, ain't nothing changed but the weather.
The greatest part of the whole thing was the older fella who picked up the folding chair like WWE, started running after people, and everybody was getting the business, son. It didn't matter.
Whoa, listen, family. Right here, he's gonna start acting like he loved that folding chair. He's gonna start acting like the folding chair was the best thing he's ever seen. The same way Karen number 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 were talking about how they love the folding chair. Now, you know, like I know and we all know, don't no Ken want to see no Karen getting hit with no chair unless he's doing the swinging. Okay, look at the statistics. When he's doing the swinging, Roe versus Wade, Me Too movement, oh, he's cool with that. But you mean to tell me the same system of supremacy, going all the way back to the birth of a nation that is always trying to put the evil boogeyman black man who wants to come after the W woman, you mean to tell me that all of a sudden they're okay with a brother swinging a chair on a Karen? I call bullshit for the millionth time. So watch how he starts saying how that was the best part of the whole event, and he starts saying it was cool and he liked it so much. But notice how he starts snitching. You're going to start hearing that real sneaky supremacist costume get peeled off. And you're going to start hearing what he really feels. And he starts talking about, well, you know, the cops are there and they didn't do nothing. What that is him being on code and him calling out the police officers for not protecting Billy Bob and Sally Sue. That's what it's really about. But you got to be certified like we're certified to see it. We don't fall for that. Hell to the no. We understand the forked tongue. We understand playing both sides. We understand all the slick talk to make it look like you's an ally, but deep down inside, you are hot. Because they don't like taking L's, and they can talk, they can joke, they can play, they can call it whatever lame ass name they want to call it, but you gonna start hearing that anger seep out and watch how he starts snitching. Listen.
It didn't matter who you was. He was was smacking folks with his chair. And one lady got knocked out, just kind of sitting there dazed. He come up and just crushed her, son.
Whoa, see that? See that? An innocent woman. Let's give the translation. Can we give the certified translation right here on the Black Alpha Network? Smash that like button, family. Subscribe. We got it. See how he had to frame it? Well, a lady was already over there to the side and she was just sitting there and he just came out of nowhere and crushed her. Didn't say nothing that she was one of the main people in the brawl. Didn't say nothing that they were surrounding this brother. Didn't say nothing about self-defense. No, he just framed it. Innocent Karen was sitting down, had nothing to do with anything, and he just crushed her. He didn't talk about all the people that was running up on him. He didn't talk about how the brother was swinging, defending himself. No. That sounds too much like right. What he ended up saying is that the brother popped up out of nowhere, just swung on somebody for no reason, an innocent Karen, some birth of the nation shit, and then he went on to the next one. This is what happens when you certified. You see through it because we always say, and we will continue to say, that FBA sees your ass from a mile away. Now watch how he gets on code and he starts talking about the police officers not doing anything. Check it.
I haven't seen a better swing since King Griffey Jr. was playing. Cops were watching. They were basically worthless, but, you know, they're supposed to be stopping the fight, but they understood that it was not a fair fight. That dude got treated pretty bad, and they just let it rock and roll until that poor lady got hit with the chair.
Whoa, no. Watch how he slid that in there. Cops was just sitting there and they were just watching and they were supposed to be stopping the fight. They were supposed to be taking care of the situation, but they just let it go. And he let that poor lady get hit. Didn't I just say that Ken don't want nobody hitting Karen unless it's him? And you heard that come out right there. The poor lady. Now, one time did he say the poor black guy who was getting jumped? Now, one time did he say the poor elderly man who was getting attacked? Now, one time did he say the poor foundational black American women that were getting attacked? Notice, family, in that whole video, you seen the dominant society, they were going around the brothers. They was walking around all the men and they were going right after our sisters. You see it. He said, watch the video from multiple angles, and every single angle I seen Ken walk around the black men and go after the black women. And the black women was still serving them. But he never called them poor ladies. He called Karen one because that's his supremacist sister. And they gonna get on code. Trust me, these folks in the dominant society gonna get on code ASAP. Quick, fast, in a hurry. The same way they get on code when it comes to opposing everything foundational black Americans have done for the last 500 years is the same way they gonna get on code with the Montgomery, Alabama situation. Point blank, bottom line, done deal. Y'all know that I'm always saying this generation is different. We stand alone. There's never been any generation, any era like us. This certified foundational black American era, we done changed the game. We always say that right here on the Black Alpha Network, and we gonna say it even louder today. Yes, we have. Foundational black Americans done showed up and we turned the game upside down. And they don't know how to take it and they can't handle it. We don't ruin folks' money. We don't ruin their plans, their agendas. We don't ruin campaigns, politicians, political parties. We don't ran folks so far off the block that they had to change their zip code. So what does that tell you about us? It says the same thing that we always say, that we are untouchable, unbreakable, unmatched, and stronger than ever. So go ahead and look at that woodwork, and you're going to see folks popping out that woodwork with con games, trick bags, hustles, plots, plans, schemes, and strategies, and don't none of that shit work because foundational black Americans are pushing the line. So we done seen the TikToks, we done seen the Instagrams, we done seen the Facebooks and the Twitters. We seen them try to come up with jokes. We seen them try to come up with fake ass lame names that they could attach to that Alabama beatdown. Matter of fact, let me say that foundational black American Alabama beatdown. And ain't none of that shit stick because we are the ones calling all the shots. Notice how in this era, we come up with the names for what we do. Nobody's naming us anymore. They're not running around here with a little tag and putting it on our shirt and saying, we gonna call it this. We gonna give you your own day. We gonna call it Hip Hop History Day, Hip Hop History Month, Hip Hop History Year, Hip Hop History Leap Year, Slow Year, Fast Year, Solar Year. We gonna celebrate the 673rd commemoration of Edmund Pettus Bridge. We gonna fly in John Lewis's great grandkids. We gonna summon his spirit. Everybody's gonna hold hands, read a prayer while Kamala Harris cooks some collard greens. Hell no. If you think any of that shit is gonna happen with Black August, with Montgomery, Alabama, with Certified Black Society, your ass is crazy. Because we are in full control, we are in full effect, and whatever we do, we put the name to it. The Alabama Beatdown. I seen a lot of folks last weekend in my chat, and y'all had the best names for them. Matter of fact, if y'all got them, put them back in the chat right now. And put them in the comment section too, because I need this to be framed for everybody to see. If you go back 50 years from now, when they try to divert the energy and say it was some other shit that happened, no, we're going to go back and say that was certified foundational Black Americans, and they was putting in that damn work. So salute to the family, and that's the difference between then and now. That's the difference between them dinosaurs and the certifieds. We say something that we gonna do, we do it, and then we put the name to it so the whole world has to watch it. Ain't it a beautiful thing? Yes, it is. But you know it would not be a con game or a trick bag without them pulling out the yo-yo-yo. Matter of fact, family, let's drop some receipts. Let's go ahead and put the pedal to the floor, all gas, no brakes. I'm going to run through these clips, and I want y'all to check all of these different means. We done already seen Karen 5, 6, 7, 9, 32 and a half. We done already seen Ken 5, 6, 7, 9, 35 and a half. But let's listen to these yo-yo-yos. Let's listen to these what's up dogs, because you know it would not be a con game if they didn't pull out the M&Ms, if they didn't pull out the vanilla ices. Listen to them trying to fool us with this W speaking in a black accent, or excuse me, a black scent. And they always think that's the way that they're going to try to get us to fall for their game. They think that's how we're going to fall for their tricks, but they don't understand. We see them the same way we seen Karen, the same way we see Ken, the same way we see Mr. Sanchez, Mr. Julio, and Mr. Jorge. None of y'all are foundational Black Americans, and y'all ain't standing on the lineage like we are. Check it.
You can't be from around here. You ain't even from the area. You ain't from Millbrook, Prattville, Wetumpka, none of that. You can't be from close around here. Swing on an older dude and an older Black dude in Montgomery.
Montgomery.
Because you stupid as fuck. You got everything you deserve. And to all them older white folks, it was not the Black folks starting this shit.
Listen to Bubba Sparks, y'all. This ain't nothing but the Alabama Southern version of yo-yo-yo. Listen to them talking about Montgomery. Listen.
Down how you look at it, how mad you get. Them folks didn't start that shit. Them folks put a full-on ass whooping. And that dude with the steel chair, I fought with you. I know you watched wrestling growing up. And then he hit that white lady, and I heard somebody in the background, I think they said, and that was for slavery. Yes, sir. Hey, I bet you don't go back over there doing that dumb shit. Hell to the no. You know them boys in Montgomery do not play. They do not fuck around.
Freeze. Now notice, he done hit you with all the Southern yo-yo-yos. He done hit you with all the, man, I fucks with you now, dawg. What up, cuz, shouty? He done hit all that. Now notice he about to slide in some, but I know y'all do get violent, and I'm just happy it didn't go to no guns. Yes. Listen to this right here, family. After all of that, I'm down with y'all. I'm on y'all side. It's messed up what the W's did. Understand, all that shit is a play, because when it come down to it, they gonna side with Team Supremacy because that's the side that they grew up on. Listen to him right now say, I'm just surprised that it didn't go to some weapons. Listen.
I'm just glad it was just a fight and it wasn't no damn shooting, because usually them young bucks over there would chop your ass down. Broad daylight. Don't give a damn who's around. You got lucky. You're supposed to be catfish bait. So y'all don't be trying to shut shit down downtown Montgomery now, cause thinking folks, man, it was the white folks.
That part. Notice there that it had to go into a racial troll. Notice how it had to go into a stereotype. Now I guarantee you, if any other group had did that, he would have never talked about somebody getting murked, somebody getting mowed down. He only applies that to foundational Black Americans. Them brothers and sisters, they didn't have to worry about mowing nobody down because they was doing it with their hands. Might even threw a folding chair in there, but it was all good. But you see, after all of that yo-yo-yo came in, he had to associate us with violence. That's what they all do. You hear the clips when they say things like, I'm just glad that it was good and I don't condone violence. Who said it was violent? It's not violent when you defend yourself. It's self-defense. When somebody is being attacked and they defend themselves, or they defend a family member or a friend, that is not violence. But you see how they have to throw in violence. He did it after about 20 yo-yo-yos, and then he went into some straight up rap music. That's what they do. I don't care if your trailer park is right across the street from the projects. I don't care if you got a crush on Megan Thee Stallion. I don't care if you can recite a whole damn Little Durk song. That right there is your culture vulture trying to culture vulture his way into diverting Black August energy, and that shit ain't gonna work. No matter how many what's up dogs that you throw in the middle, we still certified. But it ain't done because we keep dropping them receipts. That was a hip hop op. Now listen to this guy try to divert the energy onto politics. Real quick, this goes away from black people, and then somehow it turns into, guess who? Trump and DeSantis. Check it.
And all his fans, what they must be feeling right now. Can you imagine how Ron DeSantis must feel when he saw this shit? Why y'all think he had that Stop Woke Act? The Stop Woke is to stop black people from being united. Stop white and black people being unified for justice racially.
What? Hell no. You see how quick that shifted? They not even trying to hide, trying to divert our energy. You can't take Black August energy and put a liberal hat on it, a Democrat hat on it. You can't put a vote for Joe Biden sticker on it, a vote for Kamala Harris, an all lives matter sign. It ain't gonna work. If you think you're gonna come to the house of certified foundational black Americans and plant an all lives matter sign in the front yard and then drive away, your ass gonna get ran in the same direction as that car's going, up the block.
He is trying to stop racial justice in its tracks, and then this fucking Montgomery brawl happens. What the fuck is Ron DeSantis gonna do now? His poll numbers is down.
Ron DeSantis?
It must be hard for these fucking racists out here in America. God knows what Trump is doing.
Stop. There go Trump, by the way. What you mean it's hard for these racists to do it? That's your grandma. That's your grandpa. That's your aunt. That's your uncle. That's your cousins. Why they acting like they some third party? Why they act like they some outsider? They always pull that, family. They'll talk about racism and supremacy in the third person, when in reality, it's the first person, the second person, the third, the fourth, the fifth, all the way through the goddamn numerical chain. Nice try, Jethro. Nice try, Billy Bob. Nice try, Sally Sue. You better go pull that on the people of color, because foundational black Americans ain't going for it. And can you tell me what the fuck DeSantis got to do with Alabama? DeSantis is in Florida. The Alabama brawl was in Alabama. One ain't got nothing to do with the other. See, didn't I say that this is some liberal versus conservative, Democrat versus Republican, Karen versus Ken, mayo versus mayonnaise, and apparently now redneck versus redneck. No damn shame.
I'm worried about him, y'all. It must be a real hard time. And I just heard that Ron DeSantis now, he's going to ban the folding chairs in Florida.
Sit down, Jethro. Have you some mayo and a smile and sit your ass down. Ron DeSantis, Donald Trump, Jason Aldean. Now, out of all these clips, family, what have you heard more? Them defending black people or them going after Jason Aldean? Them defending black people or them going after Donald Trump? Them defending black people or them talking about Ron DeSantis? Exactly. You ain't heard one time with them saying that those black folks do not deserve to be charged. You ain't heard one time them say we can go donate to their GoFundMes the same way we donated to George Zimmerman, Darren Wilson, Daniel Penny, the same way we made all these race soldiers millionaires. Where's Kid Rock? You ain't seen nobody calling out Kid Rock either. They talk about Jason Aldean, but Kid Rock is out there doing the same thing, giving away millions of dollars, and they ain't calling him out, right? Because they don't want to. And you ain't heard one time them say anything about a hate crime. You ain't seen that. You ain't heard nothing about no laws, no policies. You just see some TikTok videos. So when we sit here and we look at the real situation, you see a bunch of folks running that bullshit agenda, trying to con foundational black Americans the same way they tried to con foundational black Americans when they showed up at our protests and started talking about vote blue no matter who. When they showed up at our protests and they started saying all lives matter. When they showed up at our protests and they started talking about defund the police. It went from Breonna Taylor to defund the police. It went from George Floyd to anybody but Trump. It went from Ahmaud Arbery to Joe Biden. How the hell does that happen? It happens the same way it went from the Montgomery beatdown in Alabama to Ron DeSantis in Florida to Donald Trump in Mar-a-Lago. It's all one big trick bag, and every time that shit comes up, certified foundational black Americans knock that shit down. Reject. But you know when somebody's desperate, when somebody ain't got no more choices. They done ran out of con games. They done ran out of Sambos. They done ran out of counterfeits. They ain't got nobody to go to. Every time they turn around, the black grassroots is running things. Every time they turn around, Certified is in control. And they ain't got nothing left. They scratching and clawing at this point. You know when somebody done reached that level of desperation is when they done sent out the Karen grandma. Yes, family. I mean it. They done got to the point of desperation after they have tried and failed to divert our energy, after they have tried and failed to con us, after they have tried and failed to stop us. They done sent out the Karen grandma to get black folks to calm down. I ain't lying. They done went and got them a Betty White knockoff. They done tried to send Betty White. They said, TikTok ain't work, Instagram ain't work, Jethro, Billy Bob, yo, ain't none of that shit work. Well, somebody get Betty White on the phone. Well, Betty White ain't here no more. Well, shit, damn. I guess y'all go get Betty Lice. They done threw Betty Lice on the screen. They done cranked up TikTok and gave us Betty Lice. They can't get us Betty White, so they went and got them Betty Lice. And she's 200 years old too. And they even sent out her to try to divert this Black August energy, and it still ain't working. Desperation. They done went from Betty White to Betty Lice, from TikTok to Talk-Tick, and ain't none of that shit getting off the ground. Certified. Listen.
Yes, Chris, there are a lot of us white people celebrating what happened in Alabama and the fact that there was some retribution there for our black community.
Stop. Family, they done dusted off Carolyn Bryant. So we got Betty White, Betty Lice, Carolyn Bryant, and that old Supreme Court lady, whatever the fuck her name was. They got all that shit in one to try to get foundational black Americans to calm down. Damn, they shook. But listen, family, listen real closely. Listen to what she says. You can't hide supremacy. You can go get you a $2.88 costume. You can get it from the Lowe's, the Home Depot, Walmart, or wherever you may purchase it. But you cannot hide your supremacist tendencies. It's going to pop out, and it happened. Listen to what Betty Lice referred to them black folks in Alabama as.
What happened in Alabama and the fact that there was some retribution there for our black community.
Whoa, did you catch that? Let me run that back.
For our black community, for our black community, for our black community. Being said it was the white.
Freeze. Did you hear what she called them? She referred to them as our black community. She didn't say the black people. She didn't say the black Americans. She didn't say the black brothers and sisters. She said our black community, meaning she still owns them, meaning slave, meaning our property. It's the same thing. Are you surprised that somebody who probably is about 558 years old is still referring to black folks as our? And she didn't mean it like our brothers and sisters, or our family, or our fellow Americans. No, she said our community. When you say our community, we already know what you're trying to say, Betty. And that shit ain't gonna work because foundational black Americans are here to separate the real from the fake.
Being said it was the white privilege way of thinking people, white supremacist ideology thinking people started that whole fucking mess, Chris. So yeah, I think it's fucking funny that people got bopped on the head with a chair and what have you. They were jumping in the river to get away.
You lying.
Or some got tossed out there in the river and
Stop
got
fronting, Betty.
real quick. Chris.
We don't believe you, Betty.
Every day, Chris, I have to look at the news feeds and stuff, and I do a lot of reading, and every day a white person is attacking black people every fucking day.
I'll be damned. If they didn't throw Betty Lice at us, you know they tripping. You know they ran out of everything to try to stop this Black August energy. But you can't stop Black August energy. It's too strong. You better go try to stop the people of color and everybody else. But when it comes to us, you can't stop it. And Black August is going to turn into September, October, November, all the way around the year. And we'll be right back here again. This is not the start of something. This is the continuum of something. Foundational black Americans have been putting on this show, and it's evidently clear that the whole world is watching. And the whole world is trying to throw everything at us. But the whole world is falling flat because we are controlling our own destiny. And that's what they don't like. When you control your own destiny, you control your own money. When you control your own money, you control your own policies. When you control your own policies, you control your own moves. And when we move, everybody else moves the fuck out the way. Simple as that. Gotta love it. And I love it. And they can't stand it. And that's the best thing. Is sitting back and watching the whole world have to adjust to what we got going on. They send out everybody. And you know they had to send out the Tethers. Oh, you know that. You know that the Tethers had to chime in, they had to chirp in, they had to crowbar in, the same way they do any other day of the year. It wouldn't be right, because everything we do, they try to get a piece of it. When it come to building this country, they try to get a piece of that. When it come to hip hop, they try to say they co-created it. I'm talking about all the Tethers. I don't give a damn where you're from. They be like, you guys only pick on us. Nah, we expose everyone. Foundational Black Americans are multitaskers. We do not hate. We do not discriminate. We call it like it is. So from all across the board, every last Tether, every last Fleer, every last person who tries to steal from what Foundational Black Americans create are the same ones trying to steal what Foundational Black Americans regulate. You had folks all across social media acting like they were side by side with us. I ain't lying. I seen a picture of some guy. I'm not lying. Look at the screen, family. I seen a picture of a guy and he was in Ghana. And he said he was in the water. He was like swimming or some shit. He had scuba diving shit. I don't know. I'm looking at his hairline. I know a Tether hairline when I see it. Y'all know, Foundational Black Americans, we G-checking the hairline, the jawline. If that shit is sideways or looks like a V, then we know your ass ain't FBA. And that shit looked like a V. It looked like a V going backwards. So you know that ain't FBA. But anyway, in the caption, he says, heard about Alabama, I'm on my way from Ghana. No, the hell you ain't. No, you ain't. Quit trying to get in on what we do. Y'all ain't send a sailboat to come get Foundational Black Americans. So now you trying to tell us that you willing to jump in the water and swim over here? No, the hell you not. As a matter of fact, you're stealing from us right there. Because the only black person that you see that jumped in some water to go help another black person was a young teenager in Montgomery, Alabama. Not nobody swimming from Africa. That young bull jumped in the water and did more in 20 seconds than Africa has done in 500 years. I'm gonna say that again because it's real. It don't get no realer than that. Family, that's the receipt number one. Out of all the Black Alpha Network certified Black Society receipts, put that one on top. Our young brother, Mr. Aquaman, certified salute. He jumped in the water to help defend Foundational Black Americans more than the whole continent of Africa has put a boat in the water to come defend Foundational Black Americans. Goddamn. I wish the table was around me. I'd slam it like dominoes. That is it, case closed. So stop it, Mr. Mutombo. You is not coming over here to swim to help Foundational Black Americans. You wouldn't hop on a plane to help Foundational Black Americans. Now, if you said you can get in on some reparations money, oh, then all of a sudden they ass be here right now. You'd wait in about 20 minutes, they'd be here. Say, hey, y'all can get in on this reparation money. We want to share it with y'all. Everybody be flying over here. But when it come to helping Foundational Black Americans, you didn't see that. See, that's the difference in what we talk about. That's the soul that we got. Black August, it resides here. It resides right here in the heart and soul of Foundational Black Americans because like we say earlier, one of our many phrases, we set shit off. And when you look right now across the whole world and you see some black folks turning up, they only turning up based on us leading the charge. It's never us following them, it's them following us. And understand that a young teenager got more revolutionary soul and got on code quicker than the whole diaspora. I ain't lying. Did y'all see that video of that young brother who came out? And he said, man, this is just different, man. Like, we got to start defending each other. This is what we talk about. It's all about images. And it's all about letting it be known. When you let something be known, it changes the whole game. What do I always call it? I said we went from the yes we can era to the hell to the no era. The yes we can era, you already know what that was about. That was a bunch of forgiveness, amazing grace, singing, dancing, no tangibles, no nothing. And this era right now, the hell to the no era, oh, this about lineage first, reparations right goddamn now. And oh, you know, we drop facts and we got receipts for days. Let's go back to the yes we can era and listen to the energy that they were trying to put on black folks back then and hear the difference between now.
Politics is an A-level subject of Francis Xavier and a popular one at that. But politics, we're told, is normally a subject confined to the classroom. Never has it captured the imagination like this.
In the long term, it's going to provide a lot of paths for young people, especially young people who are going to be born and coming soon. They're not going to know everything, to see the world where it was, and they're not going to see how hard it was. They're just going to see that it's possible, and they're not necessarily going to have the hunch on their back that it's not possible.
For me, I think it's the inspiration that it gives me, and I think it's going to inspire a lot of my friends as well to sort of take that step in life to go a bit further and forget about the so-called glass ceiling that's there for a lot of people, not only for blacks but also for women and other people.
Stop. That was 2009 when Obama got elected. That was in the middle of the Yes We Can era. And what did you hear them talking? You heard forgiveness. You heard somebody literally say, we're going to forget about the glass ceiling. Basically, we're going to forget about supremacy. We're going to forget about anti-black racism. And we just all going to go along to get along because it's better. And we all inspired. And we should just focus and pick each other up by the bootstraps. That was then in the Yes We Can era. Now let's fast forward to the Hell to the Gnaw era. And the Hell to the Gnaw era is an era that we all brought in. The Hell to the Gnaw era is an era that we all created. And the Hell to the Gnaw era has young folks talking like this.
I don't know what it is, but ever since that Montgomery fight, bro, I just feel some type of way, you feel me? It's like, bro, a lot of us been waiting on shit like that to happen, you feel me? I feel like that shit activated something in me, man. And it feel like if all of us get together right now, bro, we can dominate.
Yes.
So I'm talking about that's what it feel like right now. That's the feeling it's giving right now. A feeling that we've been supposed to have. See how that shit got y'all feeling though, bro? I swear to God, bro. I know that shit got the whole world feeling good, bro. The whole black community feeling good as hell, bro. On my soul, bro. The taste, that's just a little taste. Think about if we had it. Man, think about if we grabbed it all, bro. Think about if we you feel me?
Damn right. And he's speaking like that because of all of you. He's speaking like that because all the work that you've put in. He's speaking like that because you said hell to the no. Not yes we can, hell to the no. Not no can't we all get along, hell to the no. Not no Black Lives Matter, hell to the no. And that difference right there is what we speak all the time right here in Certified Black Society. He said it's in the air. He said he feel the vibe. We out here saying there's a vibe. You know what it is when you walk down the streets right now. When you see another foundational Black American, there's a look in their eyes. And it's a look of we ain't fucking around. It's a look of fuck around and find out. And it's a look of we done found everything that we were looking for. Y'all know on the Black Alpha Network, I've been saying it for the longest and I've been saying it the most. This is different and this belongs to us. And if they didn't like us yesterday, they gonna hate us now. And if the world didn't like us yesterday, they gonna hate us today. Cause today we don't give no fucks. It's lineage first, reparations right goddamn now, and the world is ours. And when you got your young folks talking like that, following our lead, everything lines up perfect. True indeed. But you know, it wouldn't be the Black Alpha Network if we didn't put all the facts on the table. You can't just give some facts, you gotta give them all. Let's put it all on the table. So right there we have the youth, and then we have all of us who are in our prime, and then you have the ancestors. And how do you know something's in the air? How do you know this ain't just the beginning, this is the continuum? You got our youth feeling the vibe. You got us out here putting in the work. But family. We ain't the only ones putting in the work. No. The young folks coming up underneath us all together right now, the whole FBA family tree, we not the only ones putting in work. There's some other foundational Black Americans who are out here putting in work. I'm in the deep south, southern Georgia. And about 4 hours up the road near Atlanta, our ancestors been putting in some serious work. And they've been doing it for a long damn time. I think you know where I'm getting at right now. So it ain't only the foundational Black Americans right here today that's been handling the dominant society. No, it's also our ancestors from before. And they've been putting in that work overtime. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, there's a place that goes by the name of Lake Lanier. Listen.
The Army Corps of Engineers says it doesn't have any recorded cases of electrocution on Lake Lanier. And while rare, this could serve as a reminder to boaters to get an electrician to double check their docks. 3 people lost their lives in Lake Lanier this past weekend.
It was a tough weekend. It's a sad weekend.
Divers are continuing the search for a swimmer. 61-year-old Tracy Stewart drowned, and perhaps the most unique, a spokesperson for the Department of Natural Resources Law Enforcement Division says 24-year-old Shepard Milner jumped off a dock with a boat lift. He was shocked by the electricity in the water and died at the hospital. The Forsyth County Sheriff's Office is still investigating if anything faulty caused his death.
Some docks do have amperage. They do have electrical units attached to them. And when those electrical units touch down to the water, it can charge the water.
She's planning a funeral for her son. She told me she wonders what could have possibly gone wrong. Until the investigation reveals this, Stanley offers these tips to boaters and swimmers.
Clean up of your dock area to make sure there's no tripping hazards, any exposed wires specifically, or anything that can kind of hang down or hit somebody in the head. Please wear a life jacket.
In Flowery Branch, Teresa Bowles, 11 Alive News.
Damn. They don't know how it happened. They don't know what happened. But I know one thing for certain. From the docks of Lake Lanier to the docks in Montgomery, Alabama, from the young to the old to the ancestors in the whole 50 states in the land that foundational Black Americans created, FBA all damn day. When you put out them images to the world that is powerful, folks watch. And that's what happens. When you defend your sister, when you defend your brother, we get on code ASAP. That's something that we have, and you can see it all the way in young folks that you don't see in old folks all across the diaspora. Just keeping it real. We not sitting back making up bullshit memes and acting like we coming to save the day. Nah, they do that with us. There's some guy on the internet, y'all probably seen him, the Pan-African World or something, I don't know. Anyway, he put out a tweet and it says, Africans in Alabama. Yes, he referred to us on some Dr. Kubar shit, Africans in Alabama. He said, Africans in Alabama riverfront brawl restore confidence in American Africans after defending themselves against W power. Let me tell you this. We ain't got to restore a goddamn thing. We've always had it. Now, you may not have it, Mr. Scam African. As a matter of fact, you feel so lowly about yourself that you got to refer to foundational Black Americans as Africans. You see what we saying? Who following who? Who's watching who? Who's hating on who? Guarantee you it's y'all sending that shit to us, and we just going on about our day being excellent and exceptional. So the very fact that they're trying to make it look like they're side by side with us, and that's what they want to do. In about 5 to 10 years, all of the Scam Africans, they're going to be saying how the Tethers was right next to us, side by side, fighting that fight. Y'all know that was foundational Black Americans. Y'all seen that was foundational Black Americans. We all know that was foundational Black American only. But they gonna tell the tale that they was side by side with us, that they sent in reinforcements, that it was really them. It's the same thing Dr. Kubar be doing. When Dr. Kubar comes out and he says that it was really Africans who freed us in the Civil War, yeah, this is the same thing. This is what happens when you are a tether. This is what happens when you are a crowbar. You will try to crowbar yourself into anything. If the Scam Africans try to crowbar themselves into the Civil War, then you know they're going to try to crowbar themselves into Montgomery, Alabama. No shame. Shameless people get you shameless results. So they putting out tweets saying that. You seen a couple folks saying, we stand with you. Nah. If you stand next to me, then how come you ain't standing next to me? Let me say that, family. For all them folks out there saying they stand next to foundational Black Americans, then how come I don't ever see you standing next to a foundational Black American? You can't stand next to me on TikTok. You can't stand next to me on Instagram. You can't stand next to me on your keyboard. Either you stand with foundational Black Americans in the flesh or you don't. Because what I see is that the only people who stand next to FBA are other FBA. And that's the way we like it. You see what we've accomplished by doing it that way. Why change it? Our tradition is good. See, that's the difference again between us and them. Our tradition is a rich one. We can go back and look at accomplishment, adversity, overcame. They can't do that. That's why they got to go and try to get in on somebody else's. If you had your own accomplishments, you wouldn't have to try to steal ours. And the very fact that we don't try to steal yours, one is because you don't really have any. But let's just say if you did have some, we wouldn't need to take it because we would have enough of our own. Since we got money, I don't need to get your money. Since my pockets is big, I ain't got to pocket watch yours. Now, you know they got out the microscope, the telescope, the binoculars, the x-rays, the infrared glasses, anything they can do to pocket watch us. So that says everything you need to know. But the Tethers came out and they was trying to infuse themselves into our regulating, and it did not work and it did not hold up. While we were out there using all of those 25 phrases Making motherfuckers find out, setting shit off, giving that smoke. Tethers were out there saying this.
This fight that happened in Alabama, and one black guy got hit, by some white guys, so a bunch of black people joined in, and it was kind of like a race tussle, race war, whatever you want to call it. But I'm starting to see people who are like, what you call it, the Black Panther-esque type of people, the people who are about black progression, and the people who are, always fighting against oppression.
Notice how he's talking about being black first as some type of foreign thing. Now, when we say they don't see themselves as black, they get mad. But this man just said the Black Pantherist thing and those who fight against oppression. He didn't know what the hell to say.
Black Panther-esque type of people, the people who are about black progression, and the people who are, always fighting against oppression. They using this moment of drunk people fighting as a win for the black community and the progression of black community. And I'm like, wow.
You see how quick and how easy it is for him to do that? That's because he has no sense of self-pride based on the failures of his own homeland in his own home continent. That is why. Any black person running around here talking that Tether talk, talking that Fleedman talk, then you can already tell that certified black society operates in a different existence. And I'm going to give you one of the main parts of that different existence. Our hairline goes forward, his hairline goes back. I had to. Moving on. Let's skip to another Tether community that is always running around here trying to steal things from us, always trying to eat off our plate. But when it comes to this, he's doing the same exact thing that you've seen all the W's doing on TikTok. This is just the spicy version of TikTok. Now, this person right here been running around for the last 5 years saying that his community co-created hip hop. He don't want to hear anybody give a different stories, blocking folks on the internet. He been making up a bunch of crowbar bullshit. But when it came down to foundational black Americans doing something where we are the only ones who ever do it, that means fighting back. Now he wants to hop on the bandwagon. And that's what's happening. Everybody wants to hop on the bandwagon. Everybody wants to get a ticket and hop on this FBA train, but they ain't invited. Null and void. Sit your ass down somewhere because you can't get on this. We created this the same way we created the country that you run to, the same way we created the country that you live in, the same way we created the country that you fled to. And that's the same exact reason why you ain't gonna get in on foundational black American accomplishments, because the victory is ours and that flag says FBA only. The gatekeeping is real. So this guy comes out and he starts talking about how great of a day it was, how it was good to see, but he don't have that same issue when he's trying to steal from us. Roll it.
Montgomery, Alabama. Pow! Right? So now shout out to my sister, Stephanie Mills. She wants to do a benefit concert for the brothers that went out there and got locked up to raise funds for their lawyers. I think it's a beautiful gesture. I think it should happen. Now, Montgomery, Alabama, since I've been learning about civil rights, right? It always came down to that. People would get out there, people would it's like the last place in America to understand that all men and women are created equal.
Stop. Notice how he threw in that all lives matter, right? It's the last place where all people are created equal. Then he said, as long as he's been learning about civil rights, basically meaning he don't know shit. But it's funny how when it come to him lying about the roots of hip hop, he's a historian, he's a professor, he's a college student, he got a master's degree. All of a sudden, he knows history like the back of his hand. But when it comes to foundational black American culture, the same culture that created hip hop that he's lying about, then he's saying, well, as I learned that this is one of those ports, I guess, that they used to use. I don't know. That right there is Tether babel.
Right? And so now, when you do the knowledge of the place where that all took place was a big port for slavery. Back in the days, that's where people were sold. That's where people lost everything they ever knew in their life, was stripped of everything right in that same spot. So it's ironic that 2023, motherfuckers ain't going for that.
Stop. Yup, you right. Foundational black Americans ain't going for that. And foundational black Americans ain't going for you stealing from hip hop. Foundational black Americans ain't going for tethers trying to tether. Foundational black Americans ain't dealing with fleers who flee. And foundational black Americans ain't dealing with culture vultures like you and Busta Rhymes and Akon and everybody. That's what's real. So when you run around here and you try to give us a history lesson, but yet when you start talking about hip hop, you got your history all fucked up, you go on that G-check list. And that's why you've been getting G-checked, and that's why you've been on Twitter trying to block folks running, because you know that certified smoke get too heavy and you can't handle it. So that's another person who tried to come in, speak on Montgomery, Alabama, don't know what the fuck they talking about, and certified foundational black Americans done push them right the fuck up out the paint. Bottom line, that's how you got to deal with it. When you're gatekeeping, you got to be all the way. Ain't no half-stepping involved. And if you think that quote right there was bad, family, listen to him throw some all lives matter in there. Because y'all know this is all about all lives matter. He don't want to upset his W friends, so he had to throw this in.
It's just not, right? And you know I got as much white friends as I got as black and Latino, but what's fair is fair.
One more time.
And you know I got as much white friends as I got as black and Latino, but what's fair is fair.
Good. And what's fair is foundational black Americans planting that foundational black American flag on hip hop, on reparations, on Montgomery, Alabama, and anywhere else where we got to put down that G-check. Certified all the time. And you know you got all the counterfeits in place. They just sitting there waiting to take their orders, to read their script. Did y'all see that police chief come out? Did you see him? He was tap dancing for butter biscuits right there on camera. He came out and said, we don't believe that it's racially motivated and we all needs to heal. Listen to this.
We actually had that victim, that co-captain, back in our office conducting additional interviews with him. And of course, we count on what he said. We believe what he's saying. And what he's saying is that he does not believe it was racially motivated whatsoever. But I can tell you this. The charges that we have now being misdemeanor charges doesn't mean they will stand. If more evidence come forward, if there's more proof that this lead toward more of a hate crime, we will amend those charges and charge appropriately then. But right now, for what we have and for what we know, we are confident that we are heading in the right direction with this investigation.
No, you won't. No, you won't. You ain't doing nothing. You ain't upping no charges. You see how they gave him a supremacist slap on the wrist? And he's trying to tough talk. We will up the charges. You ain't gonna do nothing because you scared. Sit down, have you that butter biscuit that's about 4 weeks old, the crust done dried up and the sprinkles is falling off of it, and just wait for the dominant society, your masters, to be done with you, because we all know what happens when they're done with their tools. Give it about a year and we gonna hear about this guy facing charges when they get rid of him and they send his ass right on up the block. So peace out, homie. He out here sounding like D.L. Hughley. Oh, and y'all know D.L. Hughley came out. You know he came out caping as well, because D.L. Hughley is another one of these Democratic shills. He came out and he gave this whole speech about how funny it was, just like Holland was doing. And at the end of it, he threw in a whole all lives matter, because you know a shield gon' shield. Listen, family.
You or most of you have been made aware of what happened in Montgomery, Alabama on this weekend, where a man doing his job, telling people what they couldn't.
You could already hear it in his voice. You could already hear he about to set us up for the shield. You know, in Montgomery, where a man was doing his job, he know all that trying to act like he's down is about to get thrown out the window and that cape about to get put on. Listen, he ain't done.
Couldn't put their votes. Was accosted by a bunch of people. Now, I got to tell you, the memes were hysterical. The compilations were funny. I think some of the nicknames.
Here comes the but. Here we go.
I don't know that there's been anything from a social media perspective that has been that funny in a very long time. But I also can't recall a time when that many people from all walks of life, when that many people...
Whoa. Hold on, wait. Did y'all notice? Hey, y'all caught that? He said, I never noticed a time where people from all walks of life came together. You see, he said it how he really wanted to say it. If you let these shields talk, they're gonna stumble and fumble and bumble all over the place. He didn't say people of all walks of life. He said people of all whites of life. Damn. I done heard all types of slip-ups before in my life, but I ain't never heard one that bad. This man said of all whites of life. Tell us how you really feel, Downlow. Downlow? Come on. Downlow Hughley. If you feel that way, just say it. You ain't got to lie to kick it, Downlow. Tell us what's real, Downlow Hughley. If you want brownie points from the dominant society, just tell us, Downlow. I guess that's what you get when somebody's got Downlow in their name. You get a bunch of Downlow shit. So nah, we ain't believing, we ain't trusting, we ain't hearing nothing they say. Foundationals, we know what the real is. We got all the facts, we always right. All we do is win. So we know when they come out and they try to give us all these diversions, all these tactics, the con game, the trick bag, that shit getting rejected. And you have folks popping up on social media, falling for it, saying, I'm so glad that everyone is speaking out on this situation. I'm so glad that the dominant society is telling the truth. I'm so glad that people from everywhere have come together. You know they was gonna try to make this a come together moment. Every single time foundational black Americans turn up, they try to say, this is the come together moment. Nah. Yeah, we done came together, all right. Certified Black Society, and that's what's got y'all nervous right now. So yeah, you can call it that. It's a come together moment. We done came together to get these tangibles. We done came together to get these reparations, and we gonna come together to pull out them folding chairs when it's showtime. And speaking of folding chairs, salute to our brother, Reggie Ray, for holding it down the right way and showing folks that we do not play out here in these streets. And you see, you know they had to charge him. They had to charge him more than they charged all of those other people put together. They didn't want him defending himself. He should be charged because he was in self-defense. They were the perpetrators. But you see the difference? And everybody talking about this being a come together moment. This ain't a come together moment. This is them trying to find at least one black guy that they can put this on. Remember with the Memphis situation when they had all those black cops and they hid the one non-black cop? In this situation, it's reversed. You got all the W's and now they're trying to show you the one black guy.
The two remaining suspects wanted in connection with the Alabama brawl are under arrest right now. 23-year-old Alan Todd and 25-year-old Zachary Chase Shipman turned themselves into police yesterday. They're being charged with one count of misdemeanor third-degree assault charges in connection with a brawl on Saturday that went viral on the internet. It began when a dock worker attempted to move a private pontoon boat that was blocking part of the dock that was reserved for the Harriet II vessel.
Yeah, you got it right. Harriet. And she was in the building.
Breaking news tonight, there has now been a fifth person arrested in connection with the Montgomery riverfront brawl.
Ever since last weekend's melee, police say they have wanted to talk with the man seen in videos wielding a folding chair.
That man has been identified as 42-year-old Reggie Ray, and tonight officers confirm he has turned himself in to an...
Stop. If you gonna say it right. That man has been identified as the Montgomery, Alabama chairman. And if you have an issue with the chairman, you can simply get a number and have a seat. Most definitely. And we gonna hit up that Cash.App. And when it's all said and done, when the chair seats have been handed out, alphabetical order, we done hit up that Cash.App and held each other down, you gonna hear this.
Well, turns out that 65-year-old man could really fucking throw him.
You goddamn right. If fuck around and find out was a person. And shout out to that sister who was narrating the video, because this wasn't some world star with a camera shaking and nobody could hear it. No, that sister was giving play-by-play, blow-by-blow details. I was like, damn, showtime. All the time. And one of the things that we specialize in all the time is exposing these Democrats. Because you know the Democratic shills had to get in on this. The same Democratic shills that don't present any policy. The same Democratic shills who ain't presented one law. The same Democratic shills who say we got to go through all of these hurdles and obstacles just to get some paperwork signed. But yet they do everything for everyone else in 1 second. They came out and they were acting like they was in on it too. Joyless Reed, you know she came out. Vanessa Jones, you know she came out. And of all, you know Holland came out. Holland just had to beep his way all the way in, make these fake jokes, make it look as if they care, but in reality, they didn't want to see that. They didn't want to see that because they know they got to walk down that hallway and see their W counterparts, and they're going to be mean mugging them saying, what's wrong with your people, Holland? And he's going to be sitting there saying, beep, beep, it was Alabama, beep, beep. Y'all, I had to. Y'all already know what had to go on. See, they act like they're down with black folks to get the black vote, but we all know that they're beholden to the dominant society. They just play that game so they can look like they're in. They just play that game so they can get us to walk down and sign that Democratic sticker. But deep down inside, they hated this. They don't like when black folks turn up in any way. So you know damn well when black folks is putting it down in the street, they was having a rough time watching that. The Democratic shills were more nervous and sweating more than the dominant society was. Because the Democratic shills have to answer to the dominant society. They was all shaking in their boots, teeth chattering. They wanted that shit to go away. And it got bigger and bigger and bigger. And what they do? They try to get in front of it as well. The dominant society, they try to run on TikTok, make excuses. They gave us Betty Lice. They gave us Yo Yo Yo. They gave us Karen 336. But at the end of the day, the Democratic shills were the ones watching that shit saying, please do not let these on-code certifieds keep turning up because I got to answer to the same people that they turning up on. Remember that. We are out here putting it down. They are out there bowing down. When we turn up on the dominant society, they got to go answer to the dominant society. They got some tough questions that's about to get asked. They see that pink slip coming. I'm always talking about it. It ain't nothing new. It ain't nothing new. If you think us not voting has them scared, how about us not voting and regulating? How about us not voting and G-checking? How about us not voting and folding the folding chair? They don't want that. They did not want to see that chair. I don't care how many jokes. I don't care how many memes. They out there cosplaying, they acting. Every last Democratic shield. They've been on CNN, MSNBC, and in Roland Martin's case, he's been on his channel that gets no views, that no one watches, and there's no interest. Even the 6 people who are watching Holland's show, they weren't into it. So that lets you know that when we start swinging that folding chair, that got them all scared. When Karen went for that swim, the Democrats ain't gonna win, and when black folks turn up on that boat, they know we ain't gonna go vote. And they don't want no smoke. Know that, believe that, trust that. Listen to Joy Reid right here. The same way we could see through all the fake laughing and the fake smiles with all them W's on TikTok, listen to her. You could tell she angry. She don't really want to report it. She don't really want to act like it went on, you know, because she gonna get penalized for it later. Translation for everything they say, they basically saying, can y'all leave Master alone, please? Because Master gonna give me a whooping if you don't. That's really what they saying. So she's gritting through the whole segment and she's trying to act like she was down with us. But deep down, she wants this shit to go away quick, fast, in a hurry.
You've been on the interwebs at all in the last couple of days. There is a good chance that you've seen what has become the most viral video of the week, if not the whole year. And that is the Alabama dock brawl. But in case you missed it, here's how it all went down. It started on Saturday
She mad, y'all.
at Montgomery riverfront dock, where they have restaurants and leisure activities and where boats large and small
Oh, she faking.
owned can pull up. A black riverboat co-captain asked a group of white...
Hey, she can't even get the words out. She can't even get the words out. She already stuttering. I told you, they gonna start doing that tether stutter. Listen to it.
...boaters to move their illegally parked pontoon so the Harriet II riverboat could dock. The Harriet II part is quite poetic because before this was all one big leisure spot.
Stuttering again.
The Montgomery riverboat was a major, massive slave port, which is gonna feel ironic in a second. The pontoon group refused, and the argument turned violent when one of the white pontooners charged and swung at the black employee, who proceeded to throw his hat in the air, Bobby Shmurda style, and fight.
No, she did not. No, she did not say that he threw his hat in the air, Bobby Shmurda style. You know damn well she don't know who Bobby Shmurda is. That ain't no different than them W's saying, y'all picked the wrong day. Y'all messed around and found out. Y'all's wrongs for that. It's the same black scent that the Democratic Party kicks into every time they don't know what to say. And she's doing it right there. She's trying to turn that up so she can speak. And if you look at her, the whole thing, oh, I know you mad, Joyless. Joyless, you ain't got no joy. Joyless, you pissed off. You don't really want to report on this. You want this to go away because them same black folks out there putting it down in the street are the same black folks that you try to go get to vote. It's the same black folks that you get on your show every single day and lie to. It's the same black folks that you cannot relate to. You are a non-FBA trying to talk about Harriet Tubman. What you know about Harriet Tubman? Harriet Tubman is not from your homeland. Harriet Tubman is from our homeland. So you're out here trying to talk in the black sin. You're out here talking about Harriet Tubman. And at the same time, you out here trying to get foundational black Americans to go vote. But we see your anger popping out the camera the same way we seen them W's on TikTok trying to hide it. But you can't hide it because it's obvious. I know you're mad, Joyless. Joyless, I know you're mad. You want to know how I know you're mad, Joyless? I know you're really mad because your forehead is mean mugging. Her Fleetman forehead got an ice grill. So we know she's trying to keep all that anger back. And she really wants to wag her finger the same way she wags her finger on election day. But she knows these are the wrong black folks to talk to like that. So once again, it's hard out here for a shield. It's hard out here for a tether. It's hard out here for anybody if you ain't certified. You're going to be all right though, Joyless. You're going to be okay. Just pull your lace front up over your eyes and you can cover that shit all up. I'm sure the Democrats provide you with a nice one. You can get help. Don't let Holland, don't let Joyless, don't let none of them shields fool you. They'll act like they support them black folks in Montgomery, Alabama. But if them black folks in Montgomery, Alabama don't vote Democrat, then the Democrats will start hating on them. We see through you. So the Democratic shields came out and they had the same people talking. They tried to pivot the energy. They had one guy on there and he literally came out and said this is about healing. And then he said this is about voting. So when I say that when black folks turn up on that boat, that means we ain't gonna go vote. And then they come back and say we gotta use this and go vote now. That lets you know what we saying is on point. And it's still gonna work in our favor because we are the shot callers. Listen to this guy right here. They asked him to speak on the Montgomery beatdown situation. And somehow the conversation turned into we need to go vote because the Republicans are bad. The same thing that all the folks was doing on TikTok when they was talking about DeSantis and Trump. You notice every single thing that foundational black Americans do, they try to pivot it back onto the Republicans. It don't matter. If a foundational black American is walking down the street, they gonna tell you to stop. Why? Because Donald Trump and the Republicans are trying to get y'all to stop walking. A foundational black American could be driving down the street. They're going to tell us to pull over. Why? Because you know the Republicans don't want y'all driving. They trying to take your driving rights away. The same way they're trying to get your voter rights today. The same reason why we all got to go down and vote. This man is trying to turn the Montgomery beatdown into voter rights. And then he throws in 6 or 7 other groups. So it ain't got nothing to do with certified foundational black Americans to him. It's got something to do with what every single Democratic shield, including Holland, tries to get us to go do, and that is to go serve their massa Democrats. Listen.
I'm curious. We saw this last video, which is really an opportunity as a teachable moment. How do we translate that into a broader set of actions? And I heard you mention unity, which is incredibly important. And then there's also the healing aspect.
Hold it. He said he's seen this video and how do we translate this energy into action? And he didn't say anything about laws, didn't say anything about tangibles, didn't say anything about policies. He only mentioned healing and voting. Typical Democratic shield talk. Now listen to the answer, it's even worse.
So I'm just curious about how you feel about that. Yeah, so, this is very funny, but again, as we see, that humor is really about the tears. It's a manifest of the anger that we have hanging out that chair, for example. It's not
I gotta stop it again, y'all. That man said the humor is really about tears. Were any of y'all crying? How the hell we winning and they still crying? I'm gonna tell you what that lets you know. All these folks out here who are talking about forgiveness, crying, can't we all get along? They upset. I'm gonna tell you what they really upset about. They not upset that foundational black Americans done put it down. They mad that foundational black Americans put Zaddy in that water. That's what it's really about. Are they upset at us, or are they upset that we done took off on their massa? That's what it really is. They hurt because foundational black Americans done turned up on the same people they turned down to. Got it right. You know what they upset about? They couldn't protect massa. It's hard out here for the dominant society. It's hard out here for the shields. It's hard out here for the Tethers. It's hard out here for the freedmen. And foundational black Americans are turning up the pressure on everybody. We got it. Foundational black Americans are on code. We galvanizing. We was turned all the way up. And he's still talking about crying. So he wants to cry when foundational black Americans are harmed. He wants to cry when foundational black Americans are not being harmed. He wants to cry when foundational black Americans lose. He wants to cry when foundational black Americans win. He wants to cry when foundational black Americans are on code, when we putting them beatdowns, when we regulating, when we G-checking. He just wants to cry, and go vote Democrat. And by the way, we done pulled back his paperwork, this guy right here, and then we found out that he's first generation Haitian. So you know, foundational black Americans, the tears ain't in us. The chairs are with us. Proceed.
Where espousing people go out there and beat up other folks, or take up arms. What we're saying is that we need to be respected. That we need to get people to understand the indignities that we face each and every day, and that therefore something must be done about that. And with regard to black unity, that we have to get out and vote, because we know that right now that
there you go. Hold up. Run it back. There you go, family.
Done about that. And with regard to black unity, that we have to get out and vote, because we know that right now that we have a Republican Party that's doing everything that they can to stop the black vote, to stop the young vote, to stop the gay vote, and so on. And so really this is a psychological call to arms.
This non-FBA shield said that Montgomery, Alabama was a psychological call to arms because the Republicans are trying to stop the people of color vote, the Skittles bag vote, and everybody's vote. What the fuck that got to do with us? Not a goddamn thing. Sit your ass down, Tether man. And this is the type of energy they try to give us. I don't know what's worse, a Democratic shield or a Tether. And when you put them both together, I mean, damn, that's what Holden Martin is. That's what this guy is, and that's what Joyless Reed is. And the very fact that he had the microphone and they were speaking to him like he's somebody, and I didn't even know who the hell he was. Just like all these shields who come on these shows, no one knows who the hell they are. No one wants to know who the hell they are. No one will ever know who the hell they are because they're nobodies. He went further on speaking that Tether shield talk.
That things cannot be the status quo. You know, the reason why we see what's happening in Florida with, not teaching black history.
Here come DeSantis again.
What they're doing, saying that slavery, well, that was kind of okay. Or, obliterating, a woman's right to choose and so on.
Here come Planned Parenthood again. You know he had to slide in Roe versus Wade. Oh yeah, every single dominant society talking point, he put it in there.
Because we're not standing up enough and saying, no, we will not allow that to happen. And so what happened with this riverfront brawl in many ways, though some people do find it humorous, I think it really was a wake-up call psychologically, a shocking wake-up call that we cannot allow these things to happen in this particular way any longer, and that there must be equal rights, civil rights, and due right.
Finish. Nah, homeboy, the wake-up call is the black grassroots putting it down in the street, the black grassroots demanding reparations, the black grassroots not voting for the Democrats, the Republicans, or anybody who's trying to run the con game. Certified foundational black Americans are responsible for everything. That same wake-up call that he's talking about is the same wake-up call that done put them out of business. The same wake-up call that's got him nervous. The same wake-up call that's got him stuttering every time he speaks. And that go for all of them. They're trying to take the whole FBA energy and put it on some Democrats. We told you. They're going to try to take this Black August energy and give it away. They want to give it to the minorities. They want to give it to the people of color. They want to give it to the Democratic Party. They want to give it to everybody other than us because they know that they will fumble the bag. And they know that we will score the game winner. And that's all we've ever done. So nah, that ain't got nothing to do with you. That ain't got nothing to do with Democrats. That ain't got nothing to do with Holland, Joyless, Vanessa, none of y'all. This is FBA certified sponsored, FBA certified created, FBA certified owned, and if you ain't one of us, your ass can't come around. And speaking of him, Jeffrey Gardner, or whoever the hell this guy is, what we do know is that you are a non-FBA. You can't speak on FBA issues. You can't speak on FBA policies or FBA business. This is all about our lineage. It's too heavy for your tether ass hands. So I suggest that you, Holland, and all the Democratic shills, go get your butter biscuit refunds, because this is Black August, certified black, and them doors is closed. Run it up. All right, family, you know, this has been another episode of the Black Alpha Cast. It's always good to sit down, break it down, and chop it up, roast a couple people in the process, send a bunch of certified salutes, FBA roll call, and just let everybody know that when FBA steps into place, everybody else got to get out the way. Nothing in between. Yes, indeed. But yo, I need you to smash that like button before you leave. I appreciate everybody for tapping in. I appreciate the whole family. Nobody's better than us because we are the greatest. But you know how it go. When we great, that's when they start to hate. And when they start to hate, that's when we regulate. And if you got your folding chair, just know I'm there. Salute to my foundationals in every state. Bars. All right, y'all, I'm out of here. Y'all stay dangerous. Y'all stay good. Keep them folding chairs close by and let the whole damn world know that black is beautiful and beautiful is always black. One love.